the Republic of Football on 97.3. I am Gabi Affair. It's another Saturday. This is the place to listen to every weekend, Saturday, Sunday. The place that you listen and we take you closer to your teams. The golazos, the spectaculars, the reactions from the managers, the reactions from the players, and all the updates from the major European leagues, from the English Premier League to the Italian Serie A. We'll take you to Spain, the Spanish La Liga, the French Liga, and the German Bundesliga. It's all live here on 97.3. It's actually a show that brings you all the updates when it comes to your support for your team. By doing so, or to join the show, you can always join the conversation by sending your thoughts through this number 0539986996, 0539986996. And just like we always do every Saturday, Sunday at the tail end of the show, phone lines activated, and you can also call us and air your thoughts. Well, there's a lot to munch on today. A lot to talk about, a lot to break down. We're talking about Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal Football Club. It's getting really nice. Mikel Arteta's side have been dealt a huge Premier League title race blow. For the uninitiated, for those who've not been watching or listening or reading around, the latest news when it comes to the English Premier League is that Arsenal have dropped points again. They played earlier this afternoon against Bournemouth at the Emirates. The scoreline was Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 2. Who would have thought that for a team looking to end a 22-year wait for a Premier League title, dropping points just like that? Yeah, so the game ended 2-1 in favor of Arsenal. We'll get into that game a bit later. It's not really the scoreline that Arsenal fans will be looking out for. Then we're running through the other fixtures coming up later. Some of the games have started already. So I'll be running you through all the games. I'm Gabi Affair. Welcome again to the show. Yao Jaminta will be joining me pretty soon. I will be doing this with you also out there listening to us. We're live on YouTube, City Sports Ghana. And also on X at City FM. You can leave your thoughts over there. Let me run you through the games coming up later today. For the Premier League, Arsenal lost to Bournemouth by 2-1 earlier today. As we speak, Brentford and Everton are in action. Burnley also taking on Brighton. Goalless in that game. And then Liverpool up against Fulham later, 4:30 p.m. For the lovers of the championship, keeping tabs on which of the three teams will be part of the Premier League next season. Coventry, who topped the table, they played out a goalless draw with Sheffield United earlier today. Norwich lost to Ipswich by 2-0. QPR also played out a goalless draw with Bristol City. Charlton Athletic taking on Preston North End. Is goalless in that game. Leicester City, that team have got two Ghanaian players, Jordan Ayew, Fatah Isaku. Their team is taking on Swansea City. Is goalless in that game. Middlesbrough are taking on Portsmouth. Goalless. Oxford United are taking on Watford. Sheffield United 0, Hull City 1. And there is Southampton who are taking on Derby. It's also goalless. And then Stoke City up against Blackburn. Goalless also in that game. When you get to the French Liga, later at 5 p.m., AJ Auxerre will be taking on Nantes. And then at 7:05 p.m., there is Rennes up against Angers in the French Liga. For the German Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund are taking on Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen just scored in that game. 44 minutes played in that game. And then Heidenheim are playing Union Berlin. It's Heidenheim 2, Berlin 0. For Berlin, they have Derek Arthakon, who is playing for Union Berlin. And then RB Leipzig are taking on Borussia Mönchengladbach. It's goalless between the two sides. Wolfsburg are taking on Frankfurt. Frankfurt 2, Wolfsburg 0. And then later at 4:30, there is St. Pauli taking on Bayern Munich in the German league. When you go to the Italian Serie A, there's 5 games to look forward to later today. Cagliari are taking on Cremonese. It's goalless in that game. Torino 2, Verona 1. AC Milan will take on Udine at 4 p.m. And then at 6:45 p.m. there's Atalanta up against Juventus in that game. For the Spanish La Liga, you have let me see. Okay, Real Sociedad, they played out 3-3 draw with Deportivo Alaves, and then Elche will take on Valencia 2:15 p.m. 4:30 is Barcelona up against Espanol, and then Sevilla will take on Atletico Madrid in that game. So yeah, that's the games coming up today. Let's get back to the PL. Let me just run you through the table after Arsenal drop points and what it means for Manchester City, who are in action later tomorrow against Chelsea. And then next weekend, Arsenal will be facing Man City. So if City win today, City further cuts the point gap between they and Arsenal. And if they beat Arsenal on Sunday, the point gap would be just about 2 between Arsenal and Manchester City. So for the table, Arsenal are top with 70 points. They've won their last 4, losing today to Bournemouth. And then Manchester City are second. They have played 30 games, so they have 2 more games to play. They have 61 points. So City's next game is against Chelsea later tomorrow. If City beat Chelsea, it would be 64 points. So it means that Arsenal and City, it will be 6 points separating the two sides. Next weekend, if Arsenal lose again to Manchester City, and then it's 3 points. Title race is on. Yeah. Okay. Manchester United are third. They have 55 points. And then Aston Villa are fourth, 54 points. Liverpool, 49. And then you have Brentford, who are playing now, 49 points. Chelsea, 48. Everton are also playing Brentford. They do have 46 points. And then Bournemouth do have 45. Brighton are 10th on the table. They have 44 points. Fulham, 44 points. Sunderland, 43. Newcastle United are 13th on the table. They have 42 points. Crystal Palace, 39 points. Leeds United, 33. Nottingham Forest, 32. West Ham United, 32. Spurs are in the relegation zone, 30 points. Burnley, 21 points. And then Wolves do have 17 points. So for the red zone, you have Spurs, Burnley, and Wolves in there. But speaking of Spurs, they've brought in a new manager in Roberto De Zerbi. The tax obviously is to get Spurs out of the red zone, escape relegation. But De Zerbi would have to do without Mohamed Kudus, because yesterday there was an update regarding his injury situation, a quad injury, and Spurs say that you'd have to undergo surgery to be back for next season. So what it means is that it's looking like Kudus will not be playing for the Black Stars of Ghana when it comes to the World Cup, which kicks off in 61 days in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. But for Kudus, he actually joins a tall list of injured players when you want to talk about Tottenham Hotspurs, and a lot of people are not too happy with the way Spurs have handled the rest of the players who have been injured. So you can talk about Dejan Kulusevski, James Maddison, Kudus the latest, and a few other players who have struggled to get back to playing. Let me take you to the Italian Serie A and run you through the table as to get a fair sense of what is happening there. 31 games played when it comes to the Italian Serie A. Inter top 72 points. Napoli are second, 65 points. AC Milan are third, 63 points. Como are fourth, 58 points. Yeah, I love what Sek Fabregas is doing with the Como team. It looks like they'll be playing the Champions League next season because, depending on what form they'll put out with the rest of the games left, they have 37 games left to play in the Italian Serie A. Juventus are fifth, 57, and then sixth you do have AS Roma, 57 as well. Atlanta are 7th, 53. Bologna, 45. Lazio, 44. Sassuolo occupy 10th position. They have 42 points. Udinese are 11th. They have 40 points. Torino, 39. Parma, 35. Genoa do have 33. And then Fiorentina, 32. There's Cagliari, 31. Cremonense, 28. Lecce, 27. Verona, 19th. They do have 18 points. And then Pisa are 20th at the table, bottom, 18 points. But I'm happy for Fiorentina though, because some few weeks back they were in the relegation zone. They've been able to get 2 wins and 2 draws in their last 4 games to jump out of the relegation zone. That's where David De Gea plays his club football. And Tariq Lamptey, who also signed for the club, but he's not been able to play for Fiorentina because of an injury he's currently nursing. So that's it with the Italian Serie A. Let's get to the Spanish La Liga, and then we'll get the conversation on. For the Spanish La Liga, it's Madrid played out a 1-0 draw yesterday, and I'm sure the Barcelona fans will be hoping that they bounce back from that Atletico Madrid defeat in the UEFA Champions League and beat Espanol later today. But that tie is very, very difficult. So Barca are top, 76 points. Real Madrid second, 70 points. The Villarreal are third, 58 points. Atletico Madrid 57. Real Betis 45. Celta Vigo are sixth on the table with 44 points. And then Real Sociedad are 7th on the table, 42. Getafe 41 points. Osasuna 38 points. Espanol are 10th on the table, 38. Athletic Bilbao 11th on the table, 38. Girona 12th on the table, 38 points. Valencia 36. Rayo Vallecano 35. Deportivo Alaves 15th on the table. They do have 33 points. And then Mallorca 16th on the table, 31. Sevilla 17th, 31 points. So Elche, Levante, and Real Oviedo are occupying the bottom 3. Elche do have 30 points. Levante 26 points. And then Real Oviedo bottom in the Spanish La Liga, 24 points. I think that they'll get relegated. That's where Kwesi Sibo plays for Real Oviedo. Let me get to YouTube and take some messages, but you can also leave your thoughts. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Arsenal fans, would love to hear from you. Get to me. Let me know how you're feeling after your latest loss against Bournemouth. I've seen some comments on YouTube calling Arsenal the bottless and all of that. I would get into some stats and what it means for Arsenal after losing to Bournemouth. But you can also join the conversation. I mean, if you're watching us on YouTube, just leave your thoughts there. So Martin Donu Kwabla says, Arsenal, the least said the better. 1 up Impo Sport. J. Keck says, hey, Arsenal. Okay. Spencer Ashiboy 4168 says, the bottless with a laughing emoji. J. Keck says, Arteta Atasa has moved from quadruple to treble to double and will soon run into trouble. Hey, Charlie, hard guy, J. Keck. Just bass. Okay. Yeah, saying that word. It's indeed a shining Saturday afternoon. Okay. Charlie. Konimbwedi says Arsenal is not serious. The fact that Krupi's goal came from Ben White's side, shambolic performance from Arsenal. Why does Arsenal always play like this at the latter part of the season? J.K. says that it's coaching, so he's replying what Nkonimbwedi said. And then Sweet Kwame says, quadruple Arsenal, come on Man City. Where are the delusional Arsenal fans? The studio is shining bright. Okay, Sweet Kwame, I see you. Raymond Dakota says, Arsenal still in contention. Okay, he says, Cove Town Babe says, Arteta is a wicked man. Okay. More comments should come. Speaking of, guys, I want us to have this conversation. Speaking of Arsenal's end of form season, right? I think the last time we spoke about it, and there was a stat that was put together. The stat was looking at the last 10 seasons. Okay, so let's narrow it down to the last 5 seasons when it comes to Arsenal's end of form. It was just in the 2002-2003 season that with 10 games to left, 12 games to left, they managed to win 10 out of the 12. So when it comes to Arsenal's end of form, I mean, the stats are there. It's back in it. If you want to look at that and look at the 12 games in the last 5 seasons that they've played, for 2022-2023, it was only that season that they managed to win 10 out of the 12. And another stat also says that in the last 4 games, they've managed to win just 1. And so it speaks about, in fact, the lack of quality from the chasing pack. I mean, somebody will ask that if City had put in a slight shift, probably they would have usurped Arsenal to the first position, depending on what Arsenal are doing. Yeah. But let's see if they'll be able to bounce back, because next week they're taking on Manchester City, which is a very crucial game. Okay. Candy Berry says, if Arsenal wins the league, Ghana will make it to the final of the World Cup. Okay. Cove Town Babe says, as if City will do anything, Biama. Okay. Arteta is doing a great job, and this is how we like it in the town. Lots of messages. You can send in through the WhatsApp number 053996 The guys are here. They'll break it down for you. Understand why Arsenal bottled it against Bournemouth. The Premier League title race wide open as they lost at the Emirates. I've got Yaya James here with me and Kobe. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, Kobe Obin.
Yeah. Kobe, you good?
Yeah, man, doing great.
Charlie.
Great to see you again.
Yeah, man. What's the way to start the afternoon?
Arsenal, the thing is, when it comes to Arsenal fans and with anything concerning Arsenal, you don't argue, you don't fight, you don't talk a lot. You just wait for them to do what comes naturally.
Yeah.
Yes,
allow the results to speak.
What comes naturally.
yes.
You allow the job to speak, eh?
Oh, yes.
In fact, the results to speak for them.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, they've proven it to us over the course of the past few seasons that, they are able to build themselves up to a point. But when they need to be strong, when they need to be tough, when they need to win ugly, they somehow find themselves unable to do so. And it's the same thing that happened today. Because, look, everything favors you. You've recently beaten Sporting in the Champions League. That was an away game. Now you're playing at home against Bournemouth. Yes, there's no such thing as an easy game against Bournemouth, especially with the way that they've played this season. But it's not something that should be difficult, especially for a team that is fighting for the title of all things. And to actually play them at the Emirates and go behind and then come back and level the game through a penalty and then go behind again and lose. Honestly, it just smacks of the past 3 seasons. That in these last few games, the final lap, they just ran out of steam. I understand there have been some injury issues with some players, but looking at the people who played today, Rice was there, Zubimendi was there, Ben White was there, Saliba, Gabriel, and throughout the season, even the players who come in for people like Madueke for Saka. Madueke has proven himself to be a competent replacement for Saka, both for Arsenal and for England. But there was nothing. Gyökeres, I mean, he got his penalty to boost up the statistics, so that's good for him. But apart from that, I mean, what can we say? Arsenal need players who they can rely on, especially at this crucial point in time. Because Manchester City, even though, yes, tomorrow they are going to meet Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, I still expect them to come away with all 3 points. Because one thing about Guardiola teams is they know how crucial the moment in time is. They know that they have 8 games left. They need to win all 8 games. Because we can expect that even with this, at this point, 9-point gap, until we see what City does tomorrow. 9-point gap. It's still not big enough for Arsenal to take us.
The win tomorrow is 6. The beat Arsenal is 3.
Exactly. That's all. That's all. We've just gone for international break and come back. They've lost to Southampton. They've beaten Sporting, and now they've lost to Bournemouth. Just small international break we went for. They've come back and they've forgotten everything.
Well, for the players who started, I just want to give our viewers and listeners a fair idea. Maybe they did not check that. Arsenal started in a 4-2-3-1 formation, so they had David Raya in post, a back four of Luis Kelly, Gabriel, Saliba, and White. Midfield 2 of Declan Rice, Zubimendi. They had Gabi Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and Noni Madueke, and then Victor Gyökeres. He scored for Arsenal, and then for Bournemouth it was a 4-2-3-1. Petrovic, Jimenez, Hill, Senesi, Truffet, Christie, Scott, Krupi, Tavernier, Ryan, and then Van Nielsen leading attack for the Cherries. A few substitutions here and there. Arsenal threw on Eberechi Eze, Max Daumann, Leandro Trossard, Christian Mosquera, Gabi Jesus, but still they struggled to get a second goal. Bournemouth also did a few substitutions. They had Tyler Adams, David Brooks, Alex Toth, Adam Smith, and Enes Unal. Talk to me about. I don't know, because I feel like we've had this conversation over and over again about Arsenal, and we are here again to have it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those occasions where some teams are just good with momentum, and once that momentum gets halted, they tend to struggle to get back their groove or get back in stride.
Yeah,
and it looks like Arsenal have consistently shown that over the years, in recent years, because around the April mark they tend to lose momentum. Around at the same time, March, April. So just after the international break, and just before the international break, the results don't tend to be consistent. I remember you read out some stats from last season, their performance in April, for instance, and it wasn't good. And it once it's in April, it means it's definitely coming after the international break, which comes in March. And that has been a problem for Arsenal, where the momentum is good for them. They build up a lead in the EPL standings, and they are competing in multiple fronts, or on multiple fronts. And the next thing you know, within a blink of an eye, 2 weeks span, they are out of a knockout competition. We had that with the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. They lost to Manchester City that just before the international break, and then after the international break, aside the loss to Southampton, now they've lost to AFC Bournemouth. And I think it had, at some point, yes, the momentum bit is an argument, but at some point it has to do with the law of attrition, because Arsenal having players on multiple fronts, and they having players who are heavy players when it comes, or important players when it comes to the national team. It means that they will be under more strain compared to AFC Bournemouth. AFC Bournemouth, because they are competing in the UEFA Champions League, they are competing in the FA Cup.
There is enough rest.
Yes, between the
momentum is there.
They're not competing in these competitions and the international break. They had 3 weeks. They had 3 weeks.
To rest and to do whatever they would want to. Study Arsenal well.
Andoni Raiola had virtually 3 weeks.
Yeah,
So let's say the first 2 days where the players left and when they returned.
Yeah.
Let's take those out. It had 2 proper full weeks, proper 14-day period, 2 full weeks to prepare for this game. And on top of that, they already had the momentum because they hadn't lost in like 10 games in a row. And so when you add it all up, it was always going to be difficult for Arsenal to win this game. It was always going to be difficult because you look at all these factors. The fact that they had a good run, the fact that they were well rested, and the fact that overall, Bournemouth is a very good team.
Yeah.
The players that you mentioned, they aren't standout, eye-catching players or names. But you put them together, they function very well.
Yep. And
when you back that up with a very, very good coach in Andoni Iraola, then you have a very good mix. And we just saw that play out right in front of our eyes earlier this afternoon, where they just looked rock solid. They just looked well organized, like you said, better prepared or well prepared, and they executed. They really executed. And yeah, Adam Scott, once again, he has shown that yes, indeed, he is making a very good run for one of the last remaining spots in that English national football team for the World Cup. Yeah. He got a call up, I think in November, the last international friendly games played, in November in 2025. But the last one, he didn't get a call up. And it looks like, yes, he is out to deliver a strong message to Thomas Tuchel to take him a bit more serious, to play in that DM role or DM position behind Elliot Anderson. Okay. Yeah, or he can also play as an 8 and deputize for Declan Rice. So all in all, yeah, it was a very good performance from AFC Bournemouth. But with Arsenal, it hurts. But the hurt wouldn't. Yeah, losing to AFC Bournemouth will hurt, but the hurt will come in when Man City beat Chelsea and face them and beat them. Then that's when the repercussions of these kind of losses, dropping points here and there, yeah, that's when they will begin to really feel it, because that will mean that 3 points, there's no margin for error. And yeah, it will make, for neutrals like me, it will make things interesting, getting to the end of the season. But for Arsenal fans, yeah, it wouldn't make the things quite straightforward and smooth as they would like it, because yes, it's true, even if Man City win all their remaining games, Arsenal will still be in the lead. But what that does is that it piles on the pressure, and we've seen Arsenal crack under pressure multiple times, and that's the last thing you want to do to this team, these players, and this manager.
Yeah, and I'm
put
sure
them in a position where the pressure is cranked up so much that they just can't afford to make mistakes. Because I've seen Arsenal players and I've seen the manager Arteta play it too safe, be afraid to make mistakes. And if you play it too safe and you're afraid to make mistakes, how can you run the risk or the chance of or opportunity of getting success? Fortune favors the bold, and if you are not bold enough, how can you be fortunate? So it just puts Arsenal in a very delicate position. And like I said, losing to AFC Bournemouth, yes, it's bad, it hurts, but the repercussions are likely to be felt way more now, way later than now. And so bad start to the post international break for Mikel Arteta and his boys.
Arsenal Football Club. I'm sure today they'll start praying that Chelsea is able to get a very good result against City. Let's say Chelsea beats City, so it keeps the point gap still 9, and then when they meet City,
and even if City beat,
they can be very that will be 6, and then they can keep it at least they can keep City slightly away from their Arsenal. But you know, one thing I actually found out that So those 5 seasons, I was actually looking at the teams they were dropping points against. Because Yao makes a very fantastic point about the teams that Arsenal will face are teams that are not competing in Europe. A lot of them are not teams that will be competing in Europe.
Yeah.
You can look at the likes of Bournemouth, and this is like the last 5 seasons. Some of them is Crystal Palace,
West Ham,
some of it is West Ham, Southampton, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Some of those teams that do not play in Europe, so well rested, enough time to map out a very good strategy to face Arsenal, and then they are able to hold Arsenal and then get the point. I was telling a colleague that, in fact, the person was very confident that Arsenal will bounce back. But if you look at the way Iviola set up the team, very compact. As soon as they went 2 goals up, they were not expansive again. They were very compact at the back. They had almost 10 men, everybody behind in Bournemouth's own box, and that was very difficult for Arsenal to break down. But I just hope that they would recover. Kobe, just talk to me about some of these players, because a large chunk of these players have actually been in this situation before. Let's say the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Do you not think that from that time to now, they should have gained enough experience to be able to even go more, not just dwell on 100%, do more and say that, look, we've been here before. We don't have to allow this to play out again. Let's change the narrative. Let's be careful with how we defend. Let's be very clinical. So then the 11 players that Arteta will choose week in, week out, because of, for the benefit of hindsight, that they've been here before, they need to be doing extra job to go past these teams.
As a matter of fact, you took us through the starting lineup. There are a number of players who haven't really been in this situation before, even in their club career. Someone like Zubimendi, before he came to Arsenal, he was at Sociedad. Sociedad doesn't compete for the title in Spain. Madueke was at Chelsea. He hasn't been in a title race with Chelsea before. He probably was in a title race when he was at PSV as a younger player. But then, looking at the core of the team, players like Declan Rice, Martinelli, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, even players who are not there, Saka, leaders within the team.
Yeah.
You would expect that they would have developed that mindset, looking at the trauma of 22, 23, 23, 24, where they were ahead or at the top of the league for about 90% of the season. And then somehow in the last 5 games, they lost and drew, and it was all over. You would expect them to have developed some, ironclad mindset that, fine, we are going into the final lap of this game. We've come back from the international break. We have 7 Premier League games left. The objective is to win all of them. And I don't know whether it's an issue with Arteta himself, because the thing is now there's not an issue of inexperience. Okay. Because at first,
you think it starts from the manager?
Yes, because
has to do with what the way he psychs these players up.
Yes,
with the end of form thing.
You need to put it into the players' minds that no matter what, however we win, we must win. That is the thing, because the issue in the past few seasons has been that Arsenal players tend to be, in a manner of speaking, too gentlemanly on the pitch. They allow things to go past them. They are not strong in the tackle. They are not tough. They don't barge into tackles like that.
Yeah.
But if you look at let's take 2 teams, for example, the Manchester United and Chelsea teams of the past who used to compete and win Premier League titles.
Charlie, the Antonio Conte team that won the 2015, right?
2017. Yeah.
You see the way they played?
They were nasty.
It wasn't always beautiful.
Yes. That's the thing.
It wasn't
always beautiful.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, let me do this one.
Yeah.
Do a quick one.
Yeah.
But to be fair to Arteta and Arsenal, they've been winning like this multiple times this season.
Okay.
They've won like this multiple times this season. I mean, playing not too great football, but finding a way to win. I mean, we've seen the way they go about their business with the set pieces thing, where it looks like they are literally having
bullying everybody in the box.
Where they are
wrestling match.
Yeah, like wrestling, kung fu battle, MMA kind of thing in the box. they are winning ugly. So I wouldn't.
So it's not just about that.
I wouldn't hit them with that kind of stick.
Okay.
What I do believe is happening to us now, and is preventing them from being able to finish on a strong note, finish the season on a strong note, particularly in the EPL or in England, is that teams took a cue from Manchester City. They took a cue from Manchester City. They saw how Man City played against Arsenal in that Carabao Cup final, where you stand off their leaders at the back, and they can't play their way through the middle. Okay. That's what Bournemouth did today. Yeah. Look at the second goal that Adam Scott scored. He got it because Bournemouth pressed Arsenal in the mid-zone block. Yeah. As soon as they struggled to get the ball out of the back, they immediately compressed the space, took the ball off them. And AFC Bournemouth for the past 2 seasons under Andoni Iraola have been top 3, the best team in the EPL when it comes to scoring in transition or being able to generate turnovers.
Yeah, very clinical.
They did that, and 2 passes, Adam Scott got the ball, great first touch, put him in position to strike the ball into the net. It came because these guys had prepared to take advantage of the weaknesses of the Arsenal team, which particularly the back line, which is their inability to be able to play their way out from the back when teams stand off them. But when teams go ahead and try to be aggressive with their press, that's when they are able to take advantage of the spaces that pop up behind them. Yeah. And then they can just generate the pass to Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and they pass their way through the middle and get out of trouble. But when you stand off them and you block the channels from those defenders to the midfielders, then it becomes a problem. We've seen it happen with Man City when they played against Man City. And this afternoon, we saw the same thing, particularly in the lead up to that second goal that AFC Bournemouth got through Adam Scott. And so, like I said, Arsenal have found different ways to win games this season. And I'll commend them for that. I'll credit them for that. But the reason why they are more or less being or showing some level of inconsistency in the latter part of the season is because teams are preparing to play them better. Okay. And unfortunately, the major glaring weakness and major point major role in they being inconsistent at this point in the season, the leaders, the players who are part of that weakness are part of the leaders in the Arsenal team, and they are not stepping up. William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes.
Kobe mentioned.
Yes, William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. Look, as much as or as well as Man City, they did that press thing very well. Watch the tape again. There were instances where there were gaps in between the Man City attackers who played off those Arsenal defenders, where a simple straightforward pass hit it with the right level of touch or velocity, your midfielders are good enough to be able to receive the ball on the half turn and take the ball towards their opponent. But Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba couldn't even spot the openings and just thread the ball. They couldn't spot the openings and thread the ball. Today, it was the same thing. And for me, that was very disappointing. A defender who starts for Brazil, a defender who starts for France, you can't see the pocket of spaces in between two forward players or two attackers for you to thread a simple, straightforward pass. I'm not saying deliver a diagonal 40-yard pass. No. 15 yards, straightforward pass, play it between two players. Then leave it for your midfielders to be able to do the rest. That one too, you can't do it. That for me is very disappointing. That for me is very disappointing. And if you are Mikel Arteta, it has happened once. It cost you the Carabao Cup. It has happened today. it has cost you 3 points and could potentially cost you more down the line. It has happened twice. Their next big game, forget about the Sporting Lisbon game. That one they will beat them and qualify. Their next big game, particularly against Man City, and even in the semi-finals of the Champions League, I expect Arsenal not to do that whole thing of playing out from the back. The manager, must adapt, because clearly
your approach.
Yes, because clearly your defenders have shown that they are not capable, or they are not comfortable. Yes, they are capable, but they are not comfortable
finding a
pass. So in that sense, you need to change your tactic. You need to change your system. So that is what I'll be looking out for from Arteta moving forward. That instead of doing the quote-unquote Pep Guardiola way, try to play out from the back, do it the traditional way. Let David Raya hit it long. Now,
and he's got players to actually do that.
Exactly. Now, unlike before, where you didn't have a big guy head up the field, now you do. Victor Gyökeres can go and be attacking those balls. Declan Rice, instead of he dropping deep to try to play out from the back or help the team play out from the back, he can move upfield and help out with winning aerial balls. That is what you should be able to do to mitigate that weakness. But if he's not able to do that, then it's very likely that they might end up losing more games because of this. Because teams are preparing themselves better and better and better when taking on Arsenal. Now these days, have you noticed the set pieces, the goals, they are drying out.
Dry.
Because
struggling to execute it now.
Yes, because teams are well prepared for those situations. And so one source of your goals outlet, it looks like it's drying out. And now on the other side, teams are finding ways to exploit your weaknesses defensively. So in that sense, you need to make the change. If Arteta doesn't, I'm sorry, it will be too late.
Well, let me take some messages on the, YouTube, and
they're laughing at our bald heads.
They're excited to have
three shiny brothers. They will say, "Oh yeah, we are illuminating the studio."
Back in action.
Your guess was so good. So 054, no, not 054, 053996 996. Let me start off from Sweet Kwame says Arteta is doing a great job, and this is how we like it in the town. Cove Town Babe says if Arsenal had also not made I can't say that, I have to edit the message. So if Arsenal had also not made mistakes, they also would have wrapped up the league by now. The only river on left. It's accent of coach. All right. JK says Arteta with his Arsenal team is making sure I lose my 5k bet at work at the end of the season. He says I think Arsenal will eventually win the Premier League. Sometimes you just have to go through this to win your first major. You'll be there. Osunde progresses. All Shining Brothers set today. Sweet Kwame says Shining Family, Shining Brother 3. Timber gets back from wherever he is. Benny Blanco is my guy, but it says Pumpkin in Kruma says I'll have to jump that message. JK says Mr. Minta, are you sure if City wins all their games Arsenal will be in the lead? It will still be in the lead. It's just 3 points. It will be 3 points.
They have played 2 fewer games.
So if they need 6 points.
Games, so that will be 6 points.
So Patrick 124 says City has 9 matches more, while Arsenal do have 8. Yes, great show. Thank you, Emmanuel Sapon. Kobe Briley says right now Man City have 2 games in hand. If they win all 3 points between they and Arsenal, so if they beat Arsenal, they would have the same points as Arsenal. Nope. Martin Donukobna says Arsenal lose more games, please. Okay. A lot of messages. So we do have a poll up. We're asking a simple question after The latest loss against Bournemouth. Who will win the Premier League, Arsenal or Man City? You can go to YouTube and vote. We'll have a second poll up. We'll be talking about Roberto De Zerbi and his marriage with Spurs, if he can save Spurs from the relegation zone. But let me quickly run you through the WhatsApp messages also here on the WhatsApp console. Mauli from Bechele Junction says, good afternoon, the three shining stars. In fact, City will win tomorrow's game with 9 games left. Should they win all, Arsenal will sleep one more time, then they bottle the league again. I see they played today and could see only one thing. Doubt. Kofi, winner from OEB, says, on 14th February this year, I stated that Arsenal are caretakers, and it's happening. After Madrid is now Arsenal, disappointing the whole world. Okay. Lil Baby says, what God cannot do does not exist. Chelsea, come and beat City for us, please. Jay's Tomata from Ashaman Aviation says, if you believe Semenyo will win the Premier League before Saka and co, hit the laugh button. Hey. Rolando Ibi says, if City beats Chelsea and win Arsenal next week, there'll be 3 points gap with City still having a game in hand. Don't forget, I would have wished City win tomorrow's game, but I'm a Chelsea fan and also need the points to qualify for Champions League. In fact, violence mood activator. Let City win tomorrow against us. Go ahead to win against them next week and then take all 3 points with a game in hand. Okay. Bright for me, Slegon says, if City win all their matches, they'll win the league because Arsenal will be facing City. So people already gravitating towards City winning the league. Okay. Let me run you through the scores from the other league centers, and then we can talk about some other things that are happening. Okay, so from Germany, in the German Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund are losing to Bayer Leverkusen, 66 minutes played. Heidenheim 2, Union Berlin 0, RB Leipzig, Mönchengladbach goalless, Wolfsburg 0, Frankfurt 2. Jonas Ajete is on the bench. St. Pauli will be taking on Bayern Munich later at 4:30 in the German league. For the Italian Serie A, Cagliari Cremonese, Cagliari 1, Cremonese 0. Torino 2, Verona 1. AC Milan will be taking on Udine at 4 p.m. And then Atalanta take on Juventus at 6:45 p.m. in the Italian Serie A. Let's get to the other league centers. In Spain, Elche are taking on Valencia goalless. Barça Espanol 4:30. Sevilla Atletico Madrid at 7 p.m. And for the Premier League, you have, it's halftime between Brentford and Everton. Goalless, nope, not goalless. 1-0 at the G-Tech Community Stadium. Everton equalizing after Brentford took the lead in that game. And then there is Burnley, who are losing to Brighton by 1-0. Later at 4:30, Liverpool will take on Fulham at 4:30 p.m. Let me run you through the starting 11 for Brentford and Everton, and then we'll get into some other conversations. Let me get to that game between Brentford and Brighton. Brentford and Everton rather, and then we can see what will be happening. Okay, so Burnley and Brighton, we have Dubravka starting in post, Humphreys, Egdal, Esteve and Hartman, Florentino, James Ward-Prowse, Edwards, Leslie Guchuku, Anthony, and then Fleming leading the attack for Burnley. For Brighton at 4-2-3-1, Verbruggen in post, Kadioglu, there's Boskagli, Van Hecke, Wifa, Ayari, Pascal Gross, Yakuba Minte, Hinshelwood Gomez, and Danny Welbeck leading the attack for
just clear the ball
for Everton, eh?
Yeah. They just needed to clear.
Charlie, this guy has got like 6-7 goals in the last
one. This one is Penny Yao. He doesn't want to say it. It's Penny.
I
Beto.
I remember the conversation we had about Beto.
That's what I'm saying. It's penny.
And he scored against Chelsea.
Yes. Oh yeah.
He's had some very good performances.
I mean, this season he's doing well. I mean, 13 appearances in the league. No, this year. Yeah. He has 6 goals. Whereas 2025 he had just 1 goal. Yeah. So yeah, he's in a rich vein of form. He's in a rich vein of form.
Yeah.
I mean, confidence will do that to you. Right now, he looks unstoppable. And yeah, it's all about the momentum. I mean, if you're a striker like Gonzalo Higuain said, I mean, goals are like ketchup. I mean, yeah, it's quite slow to come out, but once it comes out, it comes out. It comes out fully, and it just pretty much comes, and it looks like it will never stop. So and it flows just like that. So yeah, for Beto, it looks like he's hit that point in his career where he is playing with a lot of confidence, and he looks like he can never miss. And yeah, Everton will be hoping that he can keep this up at least till the end of the season, because it will help them to make a strong run to play in Europe next season. And for Everton, it might be the Conference League, and the Conference League isn't necessarily everyone's cup of tea, but for a team like Everton, it will be a big deal for them, because we know of their financial issues, because they had to cut down on expenditure because they were building the stadium and all. And even with all that, they still went ahead and had to take a loan and all. So how do you pay back the loan? By hosting more games. Yeah. And if you are hosting games in, let's say, the Europa League or the Conference League, that's a good way to be able to bring in extra income, because the more games you play, the more exposure you get. So the TV ratings and all, it helps. Yeah. Fans will walk through those turnstiles and get to the stadium. Gate proceeds will also help. And so it doesn't necessarily look great for a lot of teams to play in the Conference League, but for a team like Everton, I think it will do them a lot of good, because at the end of the day, that any extra revenue avenue will be great for them. Yeah, considering what they've been through over the past 2 seasons. And I don't think Europa League, they'll get the Europa League. I don't think they'll get the Europa League, but most likely they could end up getting the Conference League qualification slot, and get them to compete in Europe. Yeah. So now it's 5 teams that will from the PL for next season, right? Yes. For Champions League. So 6 spots goes to Europa, 7th for Conference League. So Everton do have 47 points, tied with Brentford. In fact, the 2 teams 47. So I'm sure they'll be chasing for that spot. Kobe, just quick thoughts, and then we'll take our very first break. Okay. When we come back, I think we can look at the Borussia Dortmund Bayern Leverkusen game that is happening at the Signal Iduna Park. Kobe,
on Everton. Yeah. Well, I think they can be very pleased with themselves with the way they've managed it. Limited resources, not a lot of squad depth, but they're a team that works with what they've got. I really appreciate in particular certain players like Tieno Barry, who at the beginning of the season was struggling to score goals, even though he was working very hard. Everton at times they like to play route one, and he now has to put a shoulder in, jump, and it doesn't really seem like his style. He likes the ball at his feet, but he still puts in a shift. He still works hard for David Moyes, works hard for his teammates. And now I think in recent months, we've seen an upturn in his form. We've seen that he's able to score. He's been able to play with the ball at his feet more, which is really good. Apart from that, I would like to give a shout out to Kenan Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, he's been very good for Everton.
Yes.
Ever since his move from Chelsea.
Yes, that's the thing. Unfortunately,
is that his level?
When.
But it's the thing with some footballers, though. Yeah. They leave a break club and they move to quote unquote like a mid-table,
and they're able to step up. Well, the thing is, he was a star player at Leicester. Okay. Then Maresca took him from Leicester. He went with him to Chelsea. And at Chelsea, I don't think it was as bad as we might think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because I think with the
I think even he
size,
was. I don't think he had even enough game time.
Exactly.
He was very used sporadically.
Yes, with the size of the squad and with the quality of players ahead of him, he wasn't really able to stamp his authority. But he got a very good run of games in the Conference League and was very instrumental to that win. So that tells me that, maybe he might not be good enough to start for Chelsea, definitely not over Enzo or Caicedo, but he would have been a good deputy for them. But I guess at the end of the day, you have to show your talent. You have to show. So I guess maybe mid-table is his level. Maybe he's a sort of Europa League, Conference League player. But he is very good, and he's done very well for Everton. Because he's even stepped up in games where they were a man down, like in the game against United at Old Trafford. That whole slapping incident between Idrissa Gueye and yes, when Gueye was taken off, he took control of the midfield and scored the goal that won them the game. So throughout the season, so many people, even someone like James Tarkowski at his age, still putting in very good shifts in defense, sometimes even at right back. It's just, he's taken the team, by the scruff of the neck. He decided he's going to drag them through, with Seamus Coleman's injury problems. He's taken over. He's the leader. He stepped up. Idrissa Gueye is also quite long in the tooth, about 36 or 37, still doing amazing for Everton and for Senegal. Everton, they're a team of very plucky and courageous players.
And Moyes has got them playing.
Exactly.
Very well for him.
That is the thing. Moyes can take, quote unquote, average tools, some players who are of high quality, but maybe a bit over the hill. Some of them are quite old. Some of the young players too. Maybe they are not that good, but he works with the tools that are presented to him, and he makes something wonderful out of it. That's what he did with Everton. That's what he did at West Ham for a bit, and now he's doing it again at Everton. So kudos to him, kudos to the whole Everton side. Well done to them. And
okay, all right, let's take our very first break. When we come back, we'll have some more football talk for you right here on the Republic of Football. I've got Yai, Jemin, Ta and Kobe here with me. You can also join the conversation 0539969996, 0539969996. On YouTube, you can also leave your thoughts over there. We're taking a quick break. We come back, there's more for you. Stay. 97.3. We are live on Channel 1 TV and also live on City Sports GHA YouTube. I'm Gabriel Fen here with Governor Mensah and Yahweh J. Minta. Governor Bain. Why do I always say Governor Mensah? I think maybe you have to add a Mensah to the name. Yeah, we are here to break down all the updates for you. The WhatsApp text line is 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. We're just talking about Arsenal's minor blip against Bournemouth. We've got lots of reactions coming in. Apostle Paul from Winneba says, I said it before and I'll say it again. Arsenal, dear, unless they replace Ho United in the GPL, they need to be banished from Europe. Really? Axel Hakza from Malam says, Chelsea fan, but I'll take any result against City tomorrow, especially a loss that will help Arsenal lose the title. Okay. Flaky from Achimota says, if Arsenal don't win a trophy this season, should Arteta be sacked? Okay. Kobe, you want to answer that?
Yes.
Should he be sacked?
Yes. I think at a certain point in time.
You think after 6 getting to 7 seasons, you've seen enough?
Yes. And the thing is that he's been able to take them to a certain point. You know, some people, they can take you to the River Jordan, but they can't take you to the Promised Land. Yes. They can't cross with you. Moses took the Israelites to the River Jordan, but when it was time to enter the promise, it was Joshua who carried them.
Charlie.
So I think that is what us, because Arteta has there's been a massive improvement.
And it feels like season in season out is just that repeated headline.
Yes.
Every time that same old story.
They almost did it. They nearly won the league. They were on top of the league for like 30 matches. Then in the last 7-8 games.
But if they finish second this season, it means what? 4 seasons in a row.
Finishing second. That's a record.
Charlie.
That's a record. No one has done that.
I'm not sure there's any other Premier League team that.
Nobody has done that. That you finish second once, twice, then the next time you actually win the league. Yeah. At some point, something has to give for Arsenal. And I think they have to start from the top. Because what I'm seeing here is that the players are good enough to take you to a certain point. Yeah. But at a point in time, it's not just your footballing ability. It's the mindset. The coach has to get into the players' heads and let them know that this is crunch time. We need to win every game. It doesn't matter how you win. It doesn't matter what goes into it. Do what you can to win. And unfortunately, Arteta has proven himself unable to do that. Apart from, it's not just Arteta. I feel like certain players, like their club captain Martin Odegaard, I think
he should be gone.
Yes, he needs to be taken out.
Okay.
Because looking at the sort of player he's become, since his injury issues and all of that, notice that he's much more cautious. He's not as creative.
He's not been the same again.
Yes, he's not as creative as he once was. I remember there was this point in time in the Sporting Lisbon game where Declan Rice kept giving him the ball and gesturing to him to turn and push forward. But he kept giving the ball back to Rice. You turn, give it back to... At the third point in time, Rice just more or less shot the ball into his feet because he wanted him to turn and go. But Odegaard has become too conservative. He's gotten into that Arteta mindset where we don't want to lose. We don't want to make mistakes. As I was saying, there's a fear of making mistakes in this Arsenal team. So I think it would be best for Arsenal to part ways with him and find someone who can show them how to win. Yeah, it's because it's not really about the way in which you win, it's the fact that you win. So they need to bring someone who can win trophies. Even if it's not the Prem, you need to give them that feel of winning something, whether it's the Carabao Cup, whether it's the FA Cup or the Champions League. Give them that feel of winning something. Then you can move into the territory of winning the league. Unfortunately, I don't think Arteta is the man, and Arsenal just need to part ways with him because it's getting too much at this point.
Okay, so I just want us to correct this. The fixture City have got to play. So we mentioned that if City are playing Chelsea tomorrow, they beat Chelsea, it'll be 6 points. Yes. They beat Arsenal, and then it's 3 points. So City have got an outstanding game. That's Burnley.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that they'll be tied on the same points
Yes.
with Arsenal, but
Arsenal.
on goal difference.
Yes.
We skipped the Burnley one. So yeah, that's the correction we had to make over there. So that game will be played on 22nd April. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, depending on Arsenal's results too as well. But let's see. Yeah. So let's see what would happen. Let me take some messages. Danilo says, I won't be surprised if the Butlers at the end of the season deliver their bottles to the rival team. Ejabai Sekina from Accra says, there is something fundamental and spiritually wrong with Arsenal, especially with Arteta. What has happened today is a mystery. And if it was the past one can conclude that City has taken Arsenal to the black room. The answer to Arsenal's problem is to camp outside their base. In fact, at a secret camp where they'll fly in for their matches, there should be a psychologist in camp to chat with the Arsenal team, and of course a man of God to inspire the play. Oh, Charlie.
That's where it's got into. You call the Archbishop of Canterbury to come in.
Interesting. Okay. 053996 996 053996 996. Also at the GTEC Community Stadium, it's still 1-0 between Brentford and Everton. And then at the Turf Moor, Burnley are taking on Brighton in that game. But when you head to the Signal Iduna Park in Germany, Bayer Leverkusen lead in Borussia Dortmund. It's Bayer Leverkusen 1, Dortmund 0. Kobe, just quick thoughts on... I don't even want us to talk about Dortmund, if that's question that even still holds. Because they've dropped a lot of points this season at home.
Yeah. Oh, if it's an issue of competing for the league, I think that shit.
That's why even add it.
Yeah.
Because they are not going to they are not even competing for them.
It's a foregone conclusion. I mean, Bayern Munich have won the league. But apart from that, this Dortmund team, they are, with Dortmund, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
They have a period in time where they are competing with Bayern Munich for the league. Then they win a couple of league titles. Then they drop off. And when they drop off, it's quite drastic. They can start finishing 5th, 6th, 8th. And then someone comes in and rebuilds the team. It started out like this. I think Dortmund they even won the Champions League in the 90s.
Yeah.
Then they were always competing with Bayern. Then they lost that spot to Schalke and Bayer Leverkusen, that Leverkusen team that had Zé Roberto, Michael Ballack, Berbatov, and those guys. Then Jürgen Klopp came, built them up again. They were competing, Champions League final, Champions League semi-final. They won the Bundesliga twice with Aubameyang, Lewandowski, Blaszczykowski, all of those people. Then they drop off again, and now the drop-off has been so bad, so drastic.
Yeah, in terms of quality, right?
Yes.
The players that they have had in the last couple of seasons.
Yes, and the thing is that looking at this team, would you believe that this Dortmund, I mean, of course, not the same exact set of players, but a good number of these players played in the UCL final 2 years ago against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But now look at them. I mean, they went out of the Champions League, I think, in the playoff or something.
Do you think that the class policy of nurturing young players and then selling them to the other top teams, and then combining that also as well as competing, staying relevant, do you think the blend of the two actually is causing what they go through season in season out in terms of competing for the league title?
Yeah, those two things are oxymoronic. They don't go together.
Yeah,
you can't compete for titles if you are a selling club. If you're a club that purchases players from lesser known teams or brings people through the academy and then sells them to other teams, how then do you get to a point where you can compete for trophies? Because if you are selling them to bigger teams, that means you are selling them to your direct rivals.
Yeah.
Because it got to a point where Dortmund was a pipeline for Bayern players. Götze left Dortmund and went to Bayern. Mats Hummels left Dortmund and went to Bayern. Lewandowski left Dortmund and went to Bayern. Those were very important players for Dortmund. Those were players who won the league for Dortmund. Those were players who led Dortmund to compete for trophies at home and abroad. And you sell those players to your biggest rivals just because you want to make money. And when you make money too, unfortunately, they don't seem to be able to bring in players who will help them to compete.
At least purchase
now.
players,
Yes.
down on the same wavelength as the other ones in Lego.
Exactly. Because if you buy Jude Bellingham from Birmingham in the championship and you incorporate him into that team and he becomes a world-class player, you've sold him to Real Madrid for 100 million. If you are going to reinvest that 100 million into the team, do you go back to those lower level teams? Do you now go and buy his brother from Sunderland? Or do you go out into the market, go to teams like Inter Milan and go and buy players from there? Go and buy players from Barcelona. Just spend some money. Spend some money on big players who will help you to compete now, rather than nurturing players and selling them. Because at this point in time, if you allow things to get out of hand and Bayern Munich builds a team, because right now they are building a team for the future. If Bayern Munich builds a good enough team and Vincent Kompany perfects his tactical ideas at Bayern Munich, they could go on another 11 season run in the league. And as for the Champions League, I think with this Borussia Dortmund team, I think it's completely out of sight for them. I don't expect them to compete for the Champions League next season or the season after that. So it's really up to them. They need to change the club policy, because the selling clubs, that's something that, mid-table teams whose main goals are survival, maybe qualification to Europe. But this is supposed to be the creme de la creme of German football.
Yeah. Well, the game has ended though. As
Leverkusen have won.
Yeah, one. Dortmund 0.
So
and look at the Leverkusen bench. Elated.
Yeah.
Super elated. I don't know what's in for them. And then let's check their standings on the German league. Let me understand why the Leverkusen team are so. Okay, so it gets them into Europa League. They do have 52 points now, behind Stuttgart, who occupy 4th. Stuttgart have got 53 points in the Champions League place for next season. So the top 4 is Bayern Munich, who've won the title. Dortmund, 2nd, 64 points. Leipzig, winning, 56. And then Stuttgart, 4th, 53. Leverkusen, 52. And then Hoffenheim, 51. Okay, so I think Leverkusen are excited that they can get some more points and then compete in Europe next season. Kobe.
Well, congratulations to them. I mean, what can we really expect from them? Yes, they won the league unbeaten a couple of seasons ago, but a lot of players have left. Apart from that, at the end of the day, it's Leverkusen. When something exceptional happens, well, what we should expect from a team like Leverkusen is not really to compete for the league again, but rather to, maintain proximity to the top. That if they can continuously compete in the Champions League, keep playing in these big competitions, gathering prize money, then they can now go back into their youth system and then go back into the market and buy players who help them to compete for the league again, maybe in the next 6-7 years. So I think it's all right. At this point in time, they require stability, because a lot of teams who win the league out of the blue, a case in point would be Leicester in the Premier League. Those who win the league unexpectedly, it turns out to be their downfall. Because imagine if Leicester had just been finishing mid-table for all of those years from when they came back in 2014. I think they would still be in the league right now. But them, playing in Europe, finishing 5th, finishing 6th, at times, it's like Icarus. You fly too close to the sun and then you fall into the sea and drown. And that's what happened to Leicester. So I think it's good from Leverkusen. You need to understand that, yes, we won the league, but it doesn't mean that we are up there. We are not up there. So We just need to take our time, build ourselves. It's all about stability. It's all about sustainability. Because unfortunately now Leicester are in the relegation zone in the Championship.
Yeah, they are losing to Swansea as we speak.
Yes. So I mean, all things considered, they are going to play in League One next season. So they are going to need to get rid of more players because the wage bill will become smaller.
Yeah,
it has to become smaller. So it's just going to drop and drop and drop and drop and drop. And I just hope that they are able to build themselves up again.
yeah.
But Leverkusen have just decided that, look, we're going to keep our heads here. We're not going to spend too much money. We'll sell our players. We'll sell vets for over 100 million. We'll sell Jeremy Frimpong, and then we'll work on building ourselves back into a team that consistently plays in the Champions League, and we'll make some money. So I think that's good on them. So I hope that they are able to leapfrog Stuttgart and get into a Champions League spot, because I think they are good enough.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see what happens to Leverkusen with just a few games to the end of the season when it comes to the German league. In there, let me see if I can just do a quick update. Okay, so 4 games in that league have all ended. The last game that will start is at 4:30. St. Pauli taking on Bayern Munich, and then in the PL2 there is Liverpool who are up against Fulham at 4:30. Burnley are losing to Brighton. Let me see if I can get you the lineup for the Liverpool Fulham game, and we can also begin to talk about that. Yeah, so the lineup is out. So Liverpool starting a 4-2-3-1 formation. Mamadashvili as imposed a back four of Jeremy Frimpong, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Robertson, midfield 2 of Dominic Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, and Gumoha. Julian Viet is playing as Florian Viet, not Julian. Florian Viet is playing as the 10, and then Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo leading the attack. For Fulham, it's a 4-2-3-1.
Hey!
But
Gakpo.
Yeah, Cody Gakpo is leading the attack for.
No, what is it? An agreement between Slot and Gakpo so that Gakpo can go to the World Cup or what?
Yeah, but who would he have started? Who going to teach?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, probably says that the players drop in form though.
No, but so Ekitike is on the bench.
Yeah, Ekitike is on the bench,
and Gakpo
Isak is also on the bench, returning from injury.
So let Isak just have a game. Who are they playing against?
They are playing Fulham.
So let him just have a day out. Because at the end of the day, what they are looking for is the Champions League.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even, look, PSG, it's not like they are going to win against PSG. They are going to go out. So, at this point in time, just try and cut your losses. Try and finish as high as possible. Why are you, every week, you are forcing this Gakpo guy down there?
I think we would have to actually hear from Slot on why he's decided to bench Hugo Ekitike. Okay. For Fulham, 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1. Ben Leno, Robinson, Calvin Bassey, Joachim Andersen, Timothy Castagna, midfield 2 of Sanderberg, Alex Iwobi, Oscar Bob, Kane, Harry Wilson, and then Rodrigo Muniz leading the attack for Fulham. Liverpool are looking to recover from that Champions League defeat against PSG. That game ended 2-0. Their recent performances indicate that they are in danger of walking away from this season empty-handed, though. And they are, so top 5 places not too far from securing. I mean, see if they can get that. But Kobe, just quick thoughts on that starting 11 from Slot. Arne Slot.
Super Arne Slot. Well, I've already spoken about Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
I think at a point in time you need to realize that as much as you like a certain player, they are not giving you what you want. And so for that reason, you need to at least give them a rest. Because I think Gakpo has played too many games. And the thing is that it's not even about fitness. It's really about performance. The gentleman has not been producing. He's not been consistent. His finishing has been a bit poor. He's a hard-working player. But at the end of the day, at this point in time in the season, Liverpool need end product, and they need it quickly. They need someone who will be able to create. They need someone who will be able to beat people. Unfortunately, Gakpo seems to have lost his magic touch. I don't know what has happened to him. I don't know what could have caused that, but he's not the man to take Liverpool where they want to get to this season, based on how they've performed throughout. So I think Ekitike should play. Now, at least in this particular context, with the Champions League second leg, the quarter-final second leg against PSG at Anfield,
which they won't recover
on the horizon. I don't expect them to recover, but I'm sure he's thinking, hey,
we still got a chance there.
Yes, anything can happen at Anfield, even though at the Parc des Princes, Liverpool more or less didn't show up, but at least I'm sure he'll be hoping to do something of a remontada at Anfield, and I think Ekitike will be central to that, and Gakpo I don't think will play a role, so at least let Gakpo play and let's see what he can do. It's kind of like what Madrid did. They are preparing for the second leg against Bayern Munich. That one, they actually need to do a remontada at the Allianz Arena. So a lot of people, big hitters didn't play. Chouameni was on the bench. I think, apart from that, a good number of players didn't start. So I'm sure, he's prepared his lineup for Anfield against PSG, and so he's just, letting certain people come in. So I think that's fine.
Okay. So we had a poll on YouTube. We're asking that who will win the Premier League title. So let me just bring in a result from that. It's Arsenal City. We had 40% saying that Arsenal would win the title. 60% say that City would win the title. Surprised?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I share that opinion. I thought the percentage for City would even be higher. The thing is, look at this chance.
So 63 votes.
Yeah.
Who is that? That's a player.
Dewsbury Hall. Superstar. My problem is that, I think Thierry Henry said this earlier on this season when he was asked about Arsenal bottling the league in the past few seasons. He said sometimes the fear of winning can be greater than the fear of losing.
Okay.
At first, when he said that, I didn't understand. But now that Arsenal have managed to lose today at the Emirates, I'm beginning to understand. I think the Arsenal players, they don't have players who have really won trophies before. Especially at club level. Because it's a different thing. They have people who won the Euros. They have Zubimendi and those guys. But you need guys who know how to win the league.
What it takes to win the PL.
Exactly. It's a different animal altogether. You see, Real Madrid, they've won all of these Champions Leagues. But if you check the years where they won Champions Leagues, most of the time, that was the only trophy they won that season.
Yeah. They
didn't win the league alongside. It's only in recent years, I think the last two, where they won the league alongside. Because it takes a different level of focus and dedication to win a 38-game season over, a Champions League where it's about 13 games, not more than 15 games.
Oh, knockout football, way more different than a league thing.
Exactly. So there's a certain level of focus because you are going to go and, play these dour teams who are going to play these low blocks, 1-1 draws. You'll be playing against the likes of Burnley, Newcastle, difficult games. And there's a certain mindset that is required. And Arsenal players don't have that. But City players, for Pep, he treats every game the same. And he steps in, he's willing to adapt, he's willing to tweak certain things so that his team can win. And he's gotten a first team and a second team. So if one person isn't available, he has someone who's slotting, and even if the person can't slot in like for like, you change the system to suit that person and make sure that they perform. So I think Pep will find a way. The games won't be easy. The game against Chelsea tomorrow won't be easy. A game against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge won't be easy. But he will find a way to win. He will find a way to win. Because he understands that at this point in time, all we need to do, get 3 points, all the way to the end of the season.
And now they've got extra motivation after that loss to Bournemouth.
Yes, and I'm sure even before that they were confident. Because for me, I knew And I still know that no matter what, Arsenal will drop points.
Okay.
They will drop points. And the problem with Arteta is that the person he's competing against is his mentor. So Pep knows more about Arteta than Arteta knows about Pep. So Pep knows what to expect when he meets Arteta. So because Arteta cannot surprise Pep, when certain things happen, Pep already knows how to react. He knows what to expect, and so he prepares himself.
Okay.
But Arteta is someone who has learned from Pep. And so, and the thing is that yes, you learn, but you can't learn everything.
Okay.
Yes, so you take certain steps, because we're talking about this whole lack of tactical adaptation.
Yeah.
You know, because now teams are not pressing their centre backs.
Ooh,
They're standing off.
what a goal from Brentford.
And is that man
outside
again?
of the foot.
Is that man again?
I think he had the final touch
he
on.
got someone else.
He got Thiago. No, there was someone who actually struck the ball, man. I don't know why he got Thiago is celebrating. I think he had a final touch to him. We'll get to look at the replay again and see. But it's Brentford 2, Everton 1, 76 minutes played, and Pickford always he has something to complain about every day. Pickford, Charlie.
Yeah. But as I was saying, I think, Arteta, with this whole issue of the lack of tactic. Okay, let's look at the replay.
So look at it again. I'm trying to fetch the black guy who got the ball. Goes past there. You see, so outside of the foot.
And
okay, so I think it took a slight touch on
of Igor Thiago.
Yeah.
I think that one, if you're a striker, you definitely claim it. That one.
For no work done.
Oh yes. Now, did
so
it touch him?
Yeah,
it brushed him. Yeah, I think that's what even took it away from.
Oh, so that's Coyote.
Yes.
Okay, Coyote. Outside of the foot, and then it took a slight touch on his thigh.
That's what even directed it away from.
Yeah, the goalkeeper.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's his 21st goal of the season.
Oh, Charlie, the guy's taking the goal.
Oh yes. I mean, if Ciro, you remember in the World Cup when Bruno scored and Ciro said it touched a strand of his hair.
He took the goal. Okay, so 21 goals for Brentford's Igor Thiago. He's Brazilian, just one goal behind Haaland, who've got 22. Semenyo Lai third with 15 goals. João Pedro of Chelsea, 14 goals. And Victor Gyökeres of Arsenal with 12 goals. He scored today for the Gunners. But I think it's been a very spectacular season for the Brazilian.
Hey,
what are they doing?
What are they doing? Clear the ball.
Everton.
It's the Brentford defenders who were messing up like that.
Yeah.
Kiva Keller. I was very because
miscommunication.
Yeah,
I think.
And the keeper could have caught the ball, but he was just standing there trying to play around. And look at that. You're a goalkeeper. Catch it. Look at this.
But just your thoughts on Thiago's season. Plays for Brentford, 21 goals. Just positioning himself right for the big teams to come knocking next season.
It's pretty amazing how these things happen. Some players come in from nowhere. No one really expected them to do anything, but he's just managed to do something. He's managed to make something out of the chances. If you look at the goals, he scores all sorts of goals.
Yeah. Goals
with his head, goals with his feet, long distance, short distance. He's a guy who makes the best of the situation that is put in front of him. He's not the most stylish player, but he gets the job done. And I think that's what Ancelotti is seeing with him in the Champions League. Not in the Champions in the national team.
Yeah.
With Brazil.
Because he would give Brazil different option up front.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's a big guy.
Yes.
Up front, they can afford to go long when they have to, depending on the opponent they are playing.
Yes.
And I think he's good when it comes to striking of the ball too. Very good.
Yes.
Aerial ability, good there. Can hold up play very well and all that.
He's an all-round striker, and you can tell that he's a classic striker. He doesn't have those frills about him. Trying to pass the ball in an opportunity where he has to shoot. He does what he has to do. When he has to shoot, he shoots. He takes these pure shots, powerful shots. good guy. You know, clinical from the penalty spot. A good number of the goals he scored this season have been from the penalty spot. So I think he's an all-round striker. He's putting himself in the shop window for the big teams. I don't know if certain teams will be interested in him because, you know, he's, as I said, he doesn't really have all the bells and whistles about him as a striker. He's I wouldn't say rudimentary, but he's a fundamentalist. You know, he's good at what a striker is supposed to do and not much more. But I think if a team will look at him, because he's still a diamond in the rough. Yes, he scored over 20 goals this season, but he can still improve. There's still so much he can learn. So if he can spend a couple more seasons at Brentford and be consistent with the national team, I think a big club will come knock. He's only 24 years old, even though, yes, he looks a lot older with his bald head and his beard, but he's a young guy, and I'm sure he'll be willing to learn, work hard, and be a good player in future.
Yeah, Charlie, Michael Kayode is Italian. I think he's got some. He should have some roots from DR Congo.
Kayode is a Nigerian name.
Nigerian, right?
Yeah, Yoruba.
I see. Yeah. So Brentford 2, Everton 0. 81 minutes played in that game. This game has been really good.
Yeah,
slightly empty and stuff. From them, I also had a tough more. Brighton still do have a lead against Burnley. 67 minutes played in. No, not 67. I think the same time as the one with Brentford Everton. In there, let me quickly run you through the other scores from the league centers, but you can also join the conversation. 053996 996 053996 996. Some comments on YouTube. Kelvin Hamilton 2413 says, why does Gakpo give him half of his salary or what? I'm always trying to fix Gakpo into the team when he doesn't add anything to the team. Will coach cry this? Liverpool fans, they take him. I'm sure we'll get Slot to speak and explain his decisions. The one he's decided to go with Gakpo starting, and probably like now you mentioned, keeping one eye on the Champions League. That's why he would want to go with Gakpo. But we'll get to hear from Slot himself and see what he has to say. 053996 996 053996 996. Let me update you from the other league centers, and then we can bring you more analysis on what's happening. When you get to the Championship, the focus, of course, Leicester City losing. Again, I think Leicester will get relegated because at this point, it's not really looking good for Leicester City. It's not at all. Bayern Munich will be taking on St. Pauli at 4:30 p.m. Lineup for the two teams are out. Bayern starts with 4-2-3-1 formation, and guess who is back in Bayern starting 11? Nicholas Jackson. Hey, yeah, Nicholas Jackson is back.
It's like hearing from a long lost relative.
Yeah, into Woho.
Alaji Jackson. Hey,
Nicholas Jackson is back in the starting 11. That's Edwin Kwakofi's favorite striker. The full Jackson pass.
But you know, this also shows me that company is looking towards the Champions League, because nobody can convince me that.
Yeah, because the starting 11 looks funny.
Yes, and nobody can convince me that Jackson is playing today in preparation for Real Madrid, that they are going to play him. Yes, they want to shock the Madrid defense.
So Manuel Neuer starts. Conrad Lima is playing as right back.
Okay.
Kim Min-jae with Ito as the two centre backs. Hiroki Ito, and then Bischoff, Tom Bischoff as the left back. Goretzka, Joshua Kimmich, Michael Olise, Jamal Musiala, Rafael Guerrero, and then Nicholas Jackson for Bayern Munich. St. Pauli, they've got Vasiluc as the goalkeeper, Met, Wal, Ando, Prika, Fujita, Rasmus, Ritka, Pereira, Sinani, and then Watonji is leading the attack for St. Pauli. A lot of key players on the bench for Bayern Munich: Alfonso Davies, Luis Diaz, Harry Kane, Pavlovic is also on the bench. Ndiaye, Barra is there, Stanisic is there, Jonathan Tha, Dao Upamecano, and then Erbeck also on the bench. So clearly company keeping tabs on the second leg of the UEFA Champions League. That game will kick off at 4:30 p.m. The final game for today in the German Bundesliga. So we'll keep you posted regarding that game. Liverpool would also be taking place at 4:30. I've already run you through the starting 11 for that Liverpool game. And then at 5 p.m. in the French Liga, there's XG Auxerre taking on Nantes. And then Rennes will take on Angers in the French Liga. For the Italian Serie A, AC Milan will be playing Udinese. And then at 6:45, Atalanta Juventus. Let me bring you the starting 11 for AC Udinese, and then I'll come back to the guys to talk about that real quick. So AC Milan starts with Mike Mignon in post, a back four of Batisagli, Pavlovic, De Winter, and then Athikame, Richie Modric, Adrian Rabiot, Pulisic, Rafael Leao, and then Salah Makers in there. For Udinese is Okoye in post. So let's Kabasele, Christensen, Ezibwe, Killingham, Karlstrom, Atta, Kamara, Davies, and then Nicolo Zaniolo. Hey, Charlie, Zaniolo has fallen off. Wow, AC Milan. Sorry, here's Roma. One time. He's now playing for Udinese. Okay. So that game will kick off is match week 32 in the Italian Serie A. Also at the Brentford game, Everton are still knocking. 87 minutes. Good save from Keller though to keep the scoreline still 1. 2-1 for Everton. Kobe, you think they can see the game through on the part of Brentford?
It's very possible. But with the way things are going now, they need to find a way to get the ball out of their own half, because every time they clear the ball, they are not able to keep it in Everton's half. And if they keep conceding chances like this, one of them will go in, and the game might end in a draw, end up dropping points needlessly. But look at this counter attack. No, they've thrown it away again.
Brentford will still, I think they're still looking for the third goal though.
Yes. That's the thing,
just to cement their lead.
Yes. So I guess at a point in time, a decision will have to be made. Either they keep going for the third goal and then they risk conceding an equalizer at the back, or they just sit back and decide that fine, 2-1 is enough. We need these points.
Okay.
So we'll sit down in a low block and we'll just defend.
Okay. So Brighton have added a second goal against Burnley. Brighton 2. Burnley 0, just outside of the D. Picked the spot and planted the ball in the very good strike from the Brighton player. Oh, no chance for the goalkeeper. Burnley are going back to
the championship.
Oh yeah.
What were you doing,
Charlie? Very scrappy in the box. Just play in the box. Clear the line, bro.
No, well, Mitoma has an assist. That must be one hell of a scrappy assist. But the goal is pretty. Very good.
That's what I'm saying. He just picked one spot.
Technically very good.
Yeah.
Pick the spot.
Oh, it's raining already.
Didn't lash at it. Pick the spot, and the technique to apply the right finish.
Yeah.
The right technique to shoot the right way. Opening your foot up and just using the inside of your foot to place the ball and push it.
Yeah.
Into that corner of the net. Yes.
I think it's a similar one to
technique is on point.
A similar one to what we saw from Alex Scott today. against Arsenal.
Quite similar. Yeah, quite similar. But this will take first place.
Okay.
This will take first place because the distance was quite extensive. But Alex Scott's his shot came right inside the penalty box.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, with this, I'll give it to the guy, especially when it came off a scrappy play.
Yeah,
a lot of players in that position would have rushed it. I said it. Would have rushed it and scuffed that shot.
Yeah. I said it.
Oh,
and you see, superstar. Kenan Drisbrough.
Your player has it's an equalizer for Everton, Brentford to Everton. To look at the fans, they just will not give up.
Yes, I said it that if Brentford don't make a decision,
I think the way they kept on attacking, just showed that look.
That's the thing. Keep the ball in Everton's half. If you let them keep playing in your own half, you are going to run the risk of conceding.
So a cross comes in.
Yeah. A shot from
Barry
Ghana.
misses, and then declare the alliance. The ball goes into the way of Drisbrough. He's there at the right place, at the right time to give. And he's been very decent for Everton. Very good. He's added to Everton's goals ever since he moved from Chelsea. Finds himself at the right place at the right time.
I'm looking at.
Oh no, two players, Kayode and
the keeper have done something
in front of Kelly. Oh,
it's I mean, it will be difficult.
Would you say he was unsighted by his own teammates diving to get the ball?
I don't know about unsighted, but I think he didn't spread himself wide enough or open himself wide enough because it was at the near post.
Yeah,
it was at the near post, and it's not like it was placed in the roof of the net. It was quite
a low shot.
It was quite low. And so, I expected him to be able to open himself up a little bit and be bigger and make himself bigger, but he didn't. And for me, that's why I had to pause and watch the tape all over all the way again and see what went wrong. If it had gone through his legs, fine. I mean, it happens. But I mean, just whisk past him. Just make your body big. From that angle, you can use your body to block that shot, and he didn't. So good goal from Drisbrough. I never knew he could power a shot in the way he did. I mean, when he's on the ball, he looks a bit, slightly built. Doesn't look the strongest on the ball, and it's guys who are quite heavily built that are normally known for those kind of powerful shots. Like I don't know if you saw the goal, the Brazilian chap Hulk. He scored recently. That's the kind of goals that I would expect that's the kind of shot I would expect from a guy like Hulk, but not for a guy like Drisbrough. But he absolutely smashed that ball into the net. I do wish Kelleher in the Brentford goal would have done a little bit better, opening himself up and making himself a little bit bigger.
But I think Keith Andrews has done a very good job this
season. He's done a very good job. Because, look, you do not go into a situation like he did and be able to do what he's done and not be credited for the job that he's done. Look, he's a virtually unknown commodity in the coaching circles. He comes in to replace a beloved figure in Thomas Frank at Brentford, and on top of that, he has to deal with the losses of Joan Wissa and Brian Mbeumo, who were sold in the off season, and so to be able to come in, steady the ship, and rally around newbies like Igor Thiago, and put them in positions to be able to excel, give them that confidence, and more or less maintain that identity of the team, albeit with a few tweaks here and there. I think he's done a very good job. He's done a very, very good job, and I think Everton, Brentford, they will definitely be battling for that Europa Conference League spot, and for them to be able to clinch it, and now AFC Bournemouth is also in the mix, but for Brentford to be able to get it, I think it will be the perfect icing on the cake for Keith Andrews and for Brentford for the way they performed this season.
Okay. Let's take our second break. When we come back, we'll build up to Liverpool's game against Fulham at Anfield. A lot to talk about Arne Slot. He needs to bounce back after that. Poor showing against PSG in the Champions League, and also with the objective of clinching that 5th spot that will take him into the Champions League next season. This is the Republic of Football. I'm Gabi Affair. We'll be back with Alombo. to the show. This is the Republic of Football on 97.3. Grab your fan here. Jenna, sending your thoughts 0539969996 0453996996. Later 4:30, we'll activate the phone lines and then we'll get your thoughts as well. Let's quickly talk some Arne Slot football. Let me take you our thoughts on Slot. Time is really running out for Liverpool to keep their European dreams alive. But they're occupying fifth. If they win today, that's where they'll stay. But how did they bounce back from that 2-0 loss to Paris Saint-Germain? A few changes though. When it comes to the lineup, a lot of people are not too happy with Slot's decision to bench Ekitike. Liverpool's, I think, best player this season is arguable, but that's where the goals have come from. Ekitike have provided the goals for Liverpool. But Slot says, "Hey, I want to go with Cody Gakpo for this game."
Mm-hmm.
Surprised?
No, no surprise. I mean, you can clearly tell that he has an eye out for the Champions League, and between Cody Gakpo and Hugo Ekitike is the guy that you want to play in that game against Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
Because, like you rightly said, he's been arguably their best player this season, despite the fact that this is his first season playing in the English Premier League, playing for Liverpool. You would normally think that, for a player who broke out just last season with Frankfurt, it will take him some time before he gets to be able to replicate that kind of form.
Yeah.
So this season, would be more or less a pass for him. Especially, I mean, that's how I saw him. Like, okay, he will do all, but not this kind of to this level. But he's exceeded my expectations, and he getting benched, I think is no shade towards him. I think it's more of a recognition that he's the guy that they would rely on to be able to potentially stage that comeback against PSG and qualify to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Cody Gakpo, clearly he is a backup at this stage in his career at Liverpool, and so that's why he's starting. And many people would potentially have some issues with Arne Slot's selection, and I think the way people have criticized Slot in terms of his team selection, I think it's unfair to a large extent.
Unfair?
But it's mainly because he hasn't won as many games. So you see, when you win, that's all that matters. No one
cares about who plays what,
where you play them. Winning is all that matters. And I say so because beyond this selection for this game, I say so because you look at the game against PSG that they lost 2-0 to PSG, the Champions League defending winners in France. People criticize him for playing with a back five, and I was so surprised because how do you criticize someone of playing with a back five against this PSG side? He needed to ensure that there was a situation where his team would be able to create numerical advantage or have the numerical advantage in defense when they are defending, and in attack. In an attack, as in have more than enough bodies in midfield to ensure that they close down the space on those very creative, very good PSG midfielders like Vitinha, Neves, Joao Neves and company, to ensure that they do not have the leeway to pass their way through that particular team. And on top of that, if you look at the profile of the players that they use as wing backs that created the 5-man back line, they are wing backs effectively, not necessarily full backs. Jeremy Frimpong is a wing back. Milos Kerkez is a wing back. So if you play them as wing backs and you have 3 central defenders, how is that a problem? And people were criticizing that it's very negative, it's very conservative. It's like they had their tail in between their legs. It wasn't bold enough. It wasn't confident enough. I mean, you are going to play the defending Champions League winners. They have the players that can absolutely run through you.
Yeah,
they do. And on top of that, Liverpool, again, it boils down to confidence. They do not have that kind of confidence where they believe that they can go man to man against PSG. They can't, because Ibrahima Konate's confidence is shattered. Virgil van Dijk has struggled. Even his confidence has been shaken. You look at the confidence of Grafenberg, McAllister. It's not the same. It's not the same. So if the coach sets his team up the way Arne Slot did against PSG, I don't think there should have been an issue, because even and the reason is down to even the result and how they perform.
Yeah.
Even with the back five, you saw how PSG were just playing through them.
Yeah.
So imagine they had gone, let's say, back four. Imagine they had gone in a back four formation, with a back four formation. Imagine what would have happened. All those spaces, PSG would have given them about 4 or 5 goals. So for me, I think Slot, he's done the right thing. I mean, yes, Robertson starting ahead of Milos Kerkez, Curtis Jones playing alongside Szoboszlai, Grafenberg giving a rest. Mo Salah didn't play against PSG. In this game, he's starting. Ngumoha starting. And Florian Wirtz, he needs as many games as possible just to get him going. And so, I'm okay with this.
The starting 11.
With the starting 11. And, having good Cody Gakpo start up top. And I definitely see Alexander Isak coming off the bench and just giving Ekitike that full-blown rest, because he needs it and he deserves it. Although he had a poor outing against PSG, but once you put him in that position to be able to get enough rest ahead of that PSG game, you give him a good shot at having a good game and potentially leading the team to qualify to the semi-finals.
Okay, so Liverpool taking on Fulham later at 4:30, looking to clinch onto the final Champions League berth in the Premier League.
I think that is very likely
to take that.
The best
option
Arne Slot can give to Liverpool.
You don't think Chelsea can usurp them to that feat?
No. I think Liverpool will clinch it. I think Liverpool I think that's
regardless of Chelsea's result against City tomorrow. If Chelsea beat City tomorrow, and they go on to...
I mean, these things can change week in, week out, because it's that close. The point build-up is that close. So I'm not really looking at the week-to-week build-up in terms of the result. I'm looking at just the end of the season.
Okay.
I see Liverpool, Aston Villa, Man United, Arsenal and Man City qualifying to the Champions League. And like I was saying, for Arne Slot, I think this will be the best results he can give to Liverpool, or the best
as a way to atone for his sins.
No, the best pattern gift.
I think
pattern. Pattern. I mean, he'll get sacked. That would be the best pattern gift for Liverpool from Arne Slot. He'll get sacked.
At least get them to the Champions League.
Get them to qualify to the Champions League, because I do not see them getting past PSG, making to the semi-finals, potentially winning the Champions. I do not see it, because that's the only way that can keep him in the job. Win the Champions League. I just don't see them getting past PSG. I just don't see it. And when you consider everything that has gone on, you can see that he's been somewhat unlucky. I mean, looking at the injuries to Alexander Isak, the Mo Salah situation, the way it went about, it wasn't the best. And on top of that, he didn't get the best out. He didn't get the best version of Mo Salah. But an argument could be made that, he got lucky to an extent, in the sense that your first season, he more or less won the league on the back of what Jurgen Klopp had done. So this was your chance of building something of your own.
Yeah.
And yeah, it didn't go as planned. Far from it. But at the end of the day, at this stage in the season, like I said, the best thing he can give to Liverpool before he eventually gets sacked is to get them to qualify to the Champions League. Then, very likely, Xabi Alonso comes in and takes it from there.
Okay. Kickoff is in the next 17 minutes. Let's see if Liverpool can get a good start against Fulham and clinch on to one of the spots for Champions League football next season. I'm expecting them to be the fit team to be part of the 4 teams and represent.
Yeah, and just a quick one on the Chelsea bit. The Chelsea bit, I mean, they are, like I've always said, they are too inconsistent to be relied on.
You really cannot stick your neck out.
Yeah, too inconsistent because they have inconsistent performances from their central defenders and inconsistent performances from their goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Be it Jorgensen, be it Robert Sanchez. And that's why I have an issue with the people who are calling for the head of Liam Rossini. Sit back, reflect on all the games that Chelsea have lost, and ask yourself, did Chelsea lose the game because of Liam Rossini's incompetence or his limitations? Just run through the list of all the losses that Chelsea have recorded after Rossini took over. I can guarantee you that 85% of those losses, he had nothing to do with it. He had nothing to do with it. 85% of those losses, he had nothing to do with it. So if he had nothing to do with it, why is his head on the chopping block? I know it's part of coaching. I know. That's the risk that comes with the reward of coaching a top-class team like Chelsea. But at some point, the craziness needs to stop. It needs to stop. You are 2-2. You are playing 2-2. You are tied with PSG in France. And then your goalkeeper goes to hand the ball over to PSG on a silver platter. Vitinha scores that goal, and everything changes. The scope of the game changes.
Is it not following a well mapped out instructions by the head coach to always start playing from the back?
True, start playing from the back.
You think that the goalkeeper should also be sensible enough to read the occasion and say that, okay, at this point I think I have to go long.
And what's that particular situation again? That possession, he had options,
several options. There was one on the right. I remember the sequence vividly.
Do you want the coach to come and tell you
on the
pass to this play? Like, you're a professional for crying out loud. 16 minutes left to go. Okay. You commit that kind of mistake and they score a third goal and it crashes the team. The next thing you know, they score 2 more within those 16 minutes.
Yeah.
And boom, that's it. 5-2. And there's no way you're coming back from that against PSG. So I look at that, and you look at I think the loss to Manchester United. It came after what? A red card. How is that the coach's fault? So you look at all these instances, and you ask yourself, is the coach really responsible for these kind of losses that the team has recorded? Like I said, 85% of the time, 85% of those losses, Liam Rossini wasn't the reason. It was down to the players not being able to perform their duties and play up to their price tag, their weekly wages, and their profile. The profile of being a player who plays at Chelsea FC. It's not a coaching problem. Per what we've all seen, not a Yao has seen. It's not a coaching situation. It's down to a player situation, and they need to be held accountable.
At 4:30 we'll open the phone lines and we'll hear what the Chelsea fans have to say.
He has announced that he's leaving.
Daniel, let's take the thoughts of Andy Robertson. So we'll take the thoughts of Andy Robertson, who is speaking. He has been announcing that he'll be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Let's get the thoughts of Robertson.
People can stop talking about it, and now we're just fully focused on the game ahead.
So, brief thought from Robertson. Bayern, next season he will not be part of Liverpool's setup, right?
I mean, the cycle has come to an end, and so
he's been there for a very long time.
Yeah, it's been there for about what 9, 8, 9. Yeah, I think 9, 10 years.
Yeah, so 373 appearances for Liverpool, 13 goals, 69 assist titles, won with Liverpool, 8. Champions League, you can speak of.
Yeah.
The League, FA Cup, Carabao, and all of that. Okay.
Yeah, so he's paid his dues, and he will definitely go down as a Liverpool legend. I mean, there was a stretch where he was constantly the best left full back in the EPL and top 3 in the world in terms of left full backs. And he, like I said, he's paid his dues. And once your individual performances are great, and you can translate that into team performances or team achievements, then you're on your way to becoming great, no matter where you are as a player, because it's a team sport, and your individual brilliance must reflect. It needs to reflect in the team's overall performance.
Yeah.
If there's a disproportion in the distribution, then that's where your greatness, it takes a bit of a hit. So if you're unfortunate and you don't find yourself in a good team to be able to achieve team success, your career in terms of the status takes a hit. That's why the greatest African footballer, it will be a struggle to name George Weah as the greatest, but it's easy to name Samuel Eto'o as the greatest, because individually he did his thing, and on top of that, he performing well as an individual directly correlated in his clubs, the clubs that he played, doing well, and his country, Cameroon, doing well, because he won multiple AFCON titles when he played with Cameroon. He won multiple titles when he played at Barcelona, Inter Milan, Chelsea. He won titles there. And so, in that sense, if you look at it, between those two, it will be definitely going to Samuel Eto'o. And so, despite the fact that George Weah is a guy who is the only African player to have won or to win the Ballon d'Or, but it will definitely go to Eto'o because of the lack of team success on the part of George Weah. So for Andy Robertson, I think he's paid his dues. He's done very well.
Has he announced where he's?
Oh no, he hasn't announced it. He said
maybe the Saudi teams will come for him.
Maybe, or maybe he want to go to the United States, or maybe he want to go. I mean, he's Scottish. I mean, so maybe he want to go somewhere south and enjoy his football, enjoy the weather. Maybe Italy, Scotland these days have quite a number of players going to Italy. Billy Gilmore, Scott McTominay,
Liam Henderson, all of those guys.
And they have. There's another left full back winger in Italy. He plays one of the mid-table clubs. So maybe, and with Scotland going to the World Cup, they bonding in the team setup. I wouldn't be surprised one or two. They will whisper one or two things to him, like you should be on the lookout for an Italian team, and I wouldn't be surprised he ends up in one of those countries. Just because what he has to achieve in football, he has already achieved it and then some, and so you just at that point you self-actualize more or less, like the hierarchy, Maslow hierarchy. You self-actualize. So you just want a situation where you get to enjoy your football with less pressure. So on the field, you are enjoying your football, and off the field, you are enjoying a city where there's great weather, there's fresh food to eat, people are a little bit warm and welcoming. Those kind of things that your children and your wife would love to be in. Those kind of things. So I wouldn't be surprised if Andy Robertson ends up in those kind of countries or in those kind of leagues. But yeah, it's the end of an era.
Yeah,
so,
I think he's got a lot to give though when he goes to the Italian Serie A, especially because of the way he plays.
Yeah, and
He's
his
still
speed.
fast.
Yeah, he's still fast, especially for the Italian league. He's still quite fast, especially for the Italian league. So yeah, it's the end of an era, and more. So what that means is that there will be more player signings for Liverpool this offseason, despite the players that they signed in the previous offseason, because aside Robertson, Mo Salah is already on his way out, and I honestly believe two more players will also leave. Curtis Jones is one. His contract issue has become dicey. He could also leave. I wouldn't be surprised Wataru Endo leaves because he's been frustrated.
Yeah, he's barely played.
Over the past 2 seasons, this season and last season, he's barely played. So I wouldn't be surprised if he also ends up leaving. So yeah, that's like 4 or 5 players, and Liverpool will have to bring in replacements. So more activities for Liverpool, player movement activity for Liverpool this off-season, especially with the new coach also very likely to come through.
Okay. All right, so that's it with Liverpool. Kickoff is in the next 6 minutes. Liverpool taking on Fulham at Anfield, hoping to clinch, hold on to one of the spots in UEFA Champions League football next season. This is still the Republic of Football 97.3. Gabi Affair here with my 2 guys during the conversation. Just quickly run you through the updates. In the Italian Serie A, it's goalless between AC Milan and Udinese. And then at 6:45 p.m., Atalanta will take on Juventus. The final game for today. For tomorrow, there's a lot of really interesting games to come up for you tomorrow. But just in case you're wondering what happened in the German league or you've missed out, Frankfurt beat Wolfsburg by 2-1. Leipzig, they beat Borussia Mönchengladbach by 1-0. And then Heidenheim put 3 past Union Berlin. Borussia Dortmund lost to Bayer Leverkusen in that game that was played earlier today. When you go to the let me see the championship, Leicester City lost again. Oh, Charlie, not looking good for Leicester City.
And earlier this week they also lost their appeal against the 6-point deduction.
That was dogged, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy, Leicester now 23rd on the table. They've not won their last 5 games. 3 draws and 2 losses. 41 points, 6 points deducted. If they're able to get like some 2 good ones, they can jump out of the relegation zone though, because Portsmouth, who are 21st on the table, do have 45 points, and Leicester do have 41 points. So 4 points separating Portsmouth and Leicester City. Barcelona's game against Espanol would also start pretty soon. Look at the stadium, Charlie.
I expect a heavily rotated squad
from Barca.
Yeah.
Charlie,
because
the Atletico defeat.
A crucial game against Atletico Madrid.
The Atletico defeat. The way playing them.
That defeat could have been avoided. Could have been avoided. The naivety of their youngsters, Pau Kubasi, it came back to haunt them. And the same thing happened a couple of seasons ago with Ronald Araujo.
Yeah.
When Ike Gundogan criticized him. Like, if you are the last man and you get beat, let the player go. If he scores, fine.
If he doesn't,
but let him go. Give the your goalkeeper a chance to make a save. If he doesn't make a save and the player scores, fine. If he scores, like I said, it's fine.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you get to be in a situation where you have 11 men against 11 men, and you give yourself the best of chances to be able to get back in the game and potentially win the game. But once you have a situation where you foul the player, you get yourself booked, and the place you foul the player it's in a dangerous spot where the opposing team can score, as we witnessed in that game against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Then you put your team in a very handicapped situation where they are down by a man and potentially down by a goal immediately after a red card is dished out.
Yeah.
So for me, yeah, that bit I don't get it. If you are in the middle of the pitch, then you take what they call a tactical foul. Do it, by all means, do it. But not when you are the last man and you prevent a direct goal scoring opportunity. That's a red card all day. And so in that sense, just avoid it because you put your team in a very difficult position to win the game.
All right, let's activate phone lines now. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Call us, let's get talking. We'd love to hear from the Arsenal fans a lot more, how they feel about their team's latest loss against Bournemouth. And also the Chelsea fans, if you are okay, we're going to that game to lose to City because you don't want to see Arsenal winning a title. Call us, let's get talking. 053996 996. We have our first caller. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Yes, please. I'm calling from La Paz. Please.
Your name, please.
I'm Salim. I'm calling from La Paz.
Okay, Salim, what team do you support? What?
I'm Salim.
Yeah, can you turn down the volume of the radio set for me?
Okay.
Yeah, so please don't listen to yourself, okay? Turn it down, cry, and then talk to me.
Okay.
All right, what team do you support?
I'm a Barcelona fan. My team lost during the Champions League game against Atletico Madrid. I just wanted to make a point on that one before I comment on Arsenal.
Please go ahead.
During our game against Atletico Madrid, you guys are right. The young guys are too naive. Always just allow the striker to go and have a go with the keeper. But yet again, Kubasi has let us down. But my main worry is with regards to that penalty incident where the defender Pubil touched the ball after the keeper had initiated play. We are not getting consistency from the UEFA Champions League referees. Somewhere 2 years ago, we saw that with Mink, where he touched the ball after Martinez had initiated play, and the penalty was awarded. But here's the case where Zaya had passed the ball. The keeper had passed the ball to this guy, and he touched the ball. So we need to get some consistency from the Premiership, from the UEFA referees. So I think that was a penalty. But fast forward, with Arsenal are currently having some crisis in their minds. Because they are obviously leading the table 9 points. But I can see that lack of certainty from the players right from the onset today. Declan Rice was making a lot of rash passes in the middle of the park. There was so much anxiety among the players and even the manager. Even when the game was at 0-0, so I don't know why they've invited this undue pressure onto themselves. And Pep is always smiling because Pep has the tendency of clearing all the matches in front of him, including that against us now. So Arsenal are leading, but they're actually panicking. Yeah.
Salim, thank you so much for your point. I appreciate you. 053996 996 0539 986 996. Let's hear from you. Arsenal fans, are you under pressure? Salim says you guys are under pressure, and you guys have invited that onto yourselves. I think you would have to come and answer. We have our caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Yes, your name, where are you calling us from?
My name is Shaibu and I'm calling from Kasra.
Your name is what?
Shaibu and I'm calling from Kasra.
Yeah, Shaibu, please speak louder for me, okay?
Okay.
All right,
I'm a
talk.
Chelsea fan.
All right, please go ahead.
And tomorrow is my birthday, and I hope Chelsea will give me a birthday present tomorrow by beating City. But one thing that I noted is that I think both Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man United are inconsistent at the back. They are very, very inconsistent at the back. So if Yahweh is telling me that Liverpool and Man United can make top 4 and Chelsea cannot make top 4, it's a bit biased because they even concede more goals than Chelsea. So for me, I'm only praying that we'll make the top 5. We'll make the Champions League next season. And the day that you see something positive against Chelsea, that is very for. Okay, thanks.
Shaiwu, thank you so much. Yeah, that's
I'm not surprised.
053996 996 053996 996. Hi, you know where you calling us from?
Yeah, Gabi.
Yo.
This is Daniel inside Leverkusen.
Danny, talk to me. What team do you support?
Yes. Me, Charlie. I support Chelsea. But last time I checked the lineup, I didn't know anybody there, so I just love football now.
Interesting.
And I must say, I love this show better than the commentary because this one gives you an all-round sporting experience, and I think I love the Republic of Football. Now to the issue, I think you were right with the calculations that you made. I think Arsenal has 32 matches played and City has 30 matches played. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So even if City wins their next 2 matches, which includes the Arsenal one, that gives City 67 points. Meaning Arsenal is still leading them by 3 points.
Yeah, and then Arsenal, City do have a game to play against Burnley.
If you check the current matches played, Arsenal has 32 and City has 30. So if City is now on the same level with Arsenal, which is 32, what it means is that City will have 57 points.
Yeah.
And Arsenal will still be leading the league by 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Arsenal still have 3 points to play with. And they think they will bottle it like the way people are wishing them. But if Arsenal wins, I don't think I'll feel bad for them. I mean, Charlie, to be on a losing end for 20-something years and to play second for 4 years in a row, at least one be. And see, nobody likes the winner. If City wins, there's a new record. It's in a row. Who is going to beat that? It's going to be difficult. So I wish Arsenal all the best. If they win, kudos. If not to whoever wins, we'll cheer them up. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for calling into the show. 053996 996. I'm Gabi Ofe. Hi, your name? Where are you calling us from, please?
Hey, Gabi.
Yo.
Imalo Gabi, calling from Toronto.
Ima, what's good? Everything cool?
Yeah, everything cool. Gabi.
So, yeah.
As a Chelsea fan, to be frank with you, I don't expect Arsenal to win this league.
Oh, why?
Because if it's a record goal, we will not sit down for Arsenal to bring this cab to London and be making noise. No. I'm praying tomorrow City will score at like 4, so that they will have some more goals, so that in case at the end of the day we have to use head-to-head or goal aggregate, City will still have to win it. Anything that will make Arsenal lose this league, I'm all for it. Well, I don't know the noise that they will be making. No, I don't want to hear that noise. Already, they start from quadruple. Now they will be losing it one by one. I don't want them to win this league. Gabi, have a good day.
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel. 053996 996 053996 996. You can call us. Arsenal fans, let's get talking. I think I'm yet to speak to an Arsenal fan. Hi, where are you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Joshua.
Joshua, what team do you support, please?
Yeah, so I just want to bring a little clarification with the points difference. The two outstanding matches.
Okay, I think Joshua's line is. Joshua, are you there? Hello?
If you don't win the Arsenal match, then they get the same the game is just for anyone to win. Arsenal has won it. Yeah.
Okay, I think Joshua's line is not too good. Maybe if he can position himself well and call back, we'd appreciate that. But let's talk to our next caller. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
I'm Lucas. I'm from Garu.
Your name is what?
Lucas.
Lucas, what team do you support?
Manchester City.
All right, talk to me.
Where are you calling us from?
Can you turn down the volume of a radio set for me, please, Lucas?
Okay.
All right, and then you talk to me, okay?
Okay. So, is it that Arsenal they lost to you or what?
Yes, they lost to Bournemouth by 2-1.
Oh. That's a good news for me. Actually, Arsenal cannot win the league this season again.
Okay, I think Lucas is done. But AC Milan are also losing to Udinese by 2-0. Hey. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Okay, I'll call back.
I think he was talking to someone. 053996 996. Okay. 053996 996. Or maybe he was reacting to when I said AC Milan are losing to Udinese, so you call back. Your name, please. Where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Yes, your name, please.
My name is John Champion. I'm calling from Medina, New York.
John Champion.
Yes.
I see.
I'm a Chelsea fan. But I want to say something about Arsenal. I think Arteta's problem is he behaves like everything about him is like our former coach, Otuado. When he plays one player, until that player gets injured, he will not change and bring another one. That's why the injuries has affected the team. He will play Saka, even matches that he's supposed to rest him, he will still use him. And he will not even substitute him for others to also, like he will not substitute to refreshing the team. He will place the same players. So that's why they are struggling. And I'm sure City is going to win the league. And for Chelsea, I don't blame anybody at Chelsea. I blame British government for taking that team away from Abramovich. That's what I want to say.
Interesting thoughts, John Champion. All right, 053996 996. Call us, let's get talking. Gary Ofeya, 97.3. This is the Republic of Football. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Hello, good evening. My name is Nee. I'm calling from Downsoman.
Nee, what team do you support, please?
I'm a Chelsea fan. How
are you feeling ahead of tomorrow's game against City?
Well, since Arsenal lost their game today, I will be very happy. I'll be a happy man, actually, if you should lose tomorrow. Okay, it will be a sweet loss if Chelsea loses, just to push Man City closer to the title. And I want to make a certain clarification about the caller who called earlier. The two outstanding games City are having is his current game against Chelsea and another game, not against Arsenal. Because if they are to play Chelsea tomorrow and they play Arsenal next week, Arsenal would have moved to 33 games and City will remain on 32. And if they are to win both games, that's 6 points. They are going to close the gap to 3 points, and they will still have one outstanding game.
Against Burnley. Yeah.
You understand? And so if they are to win all those games, then that means they will be on level. They will be on level points with Arsenal, with the same number of games played. And that's where the title race is actually going to be really fun. So for me, as I'm here as a Chelsea fan, I'm just hoping, praying that tomorrow they are going to lose. Just lose. Give the points to City and let them push Arsenal to the title. That's all.
All right. Thank you so much, Nee. 053996 996 053996 996. Hi, then where are you calling us from? Okay. 0539986996 0539986996. You can call us. Let's get talking. Hi, then where are you calling us from?
053998.
Hello.
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 Hello. Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm well, and you?
I'm okay too. Please turn down the volume
Great.
of the radio set for me, okay? Thank you.
I didn't hear that, please.
Please turn down the volume of your radio set for me.
Yeah, it's actually down.
All right, talk to me.
Right,
What team do you support?
Okay, so my name is Kojo, but I'm calling from Teshi now. I don't know why the Chelsea guys are wishing that we do not win the league. I seriously think that, you see, we all started on 0 points. We know we have an issue somewhere in April. Okay, so we have done so well. So at max point, even if City should win the remaining of their outstanding matches, that 2 outstanding matches, it's not going to affect us in any way. So that it's going to put a little pressure on both sides. So as it stands now, till the 38th game is played, Arsenal is still leading. You get it. So I just want to tell our Chelsea friends that they should take a chill pill, and in May we are going to have a champagne popped with them. There's no problem with Arteta. There's no problem with the Arsenal team, save that we are just having bad days like everybody in the league has had. So they shouldn't worry at all. Thank you.
Thank you too. 053996 0539 986 996 97.3 The Republic of Football. I am Gabi of call us. Let's get talking. 0539 986 996 0539 986 996. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from, please?
Hello, Gabi.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Please, it's me, Shaibu. I just came back to advise my fellow Chelsea fans to say positive thing about our team so that we can win tomorrow. We don't know what to lose when we didn't qualify for Champions League. The team will suffer next year, We have to qualify so that money will come in the team so that we can purchase players more. So they should stop saying that. They should stop saying that at all. I don't want to be hearing that. They should say positive things so that we can win tomorrow. And as for us, now, even if we beat City tomorrow, Arsenal cannot win the league, and I know that. So we'll win tomorrow by all means.
Thank you so much, Saibu. 0539 986 996 0539 986 996. Call us, let's get talking. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City fans, Liverpool fans. Liverpool are taking on Fulham. 60 minutes. It's still goalless between the two sides. Hi, and then where are you calling us from? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where are you calling us from, please?
Yeah, my name is Robertson once again.
Your name is what?
Robertson from Family.
All right. Please turn down the volume of what you said for me, okay?
City supporter.
Okay.
And I believe that Arsenal just lost the league today. City will pick the title on the final day with goal difference. Arsenal should rather concentrate on the Champions League. That's all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to 053996 996 0539 986 996. Hi, then where are you calling us from? Hello. Hello. Okay, I think our caller is not ready to speak. 0539 986 996 0539 986 996. Hi, your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello.
05.
Yes, your name, please, and where are you calling us from? And then if you can turn down the volume of your radio for me, then you speak to me.
Hi, your name and where you calling us from? 05. Yes.
Okay, let's talk to another caller. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Yes, I'm calling from Teshi.
All right, your name, please.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, what team do you support?
Arsenal.
Talk to me.
Oh, this team. One player that scores out the match, Ben White. Very, very, very useful player. He scores out the 2 goals. So if Arteta wants to win the game, he must do something about the right side. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. 053996 996 0539986996. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Yes, your name, please.
Yeah, my name is Angel.
Angel, where are you calling us from?
Abosiokai.
Angel, talk to me.
See, the cyber guy, I know the Baba. He they talk like Chelsea feel qualify for the top 4. You see what he talk, no? After the talk, see Manchester, then I don't know. Those people, they know we see top for qualify for the top 4. No, he Chelsea, the point he gets, then where he did, then the match will go play more room. Them themselves, they know they go feel qualify. But the cyber guy, he checks like they give him body from him. Because United get 55, we Chelsea get 40 something. We Brighton, Brentford, they are ahead of you. You don't jump Aston Villa. How you feel jump United, they qualify come top 4? This be the contribution I get. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. 0539 96996 0539 996. Do you have a caller? Okay, yes, we do. Hi, then where are you calling us from, please?
Hello?
Yes, your name, where are you calling us from?
Oh, Mr. Militu.
Maji.
Mr. Militu.
Bro.
Yo, can you strike the ball like Diego Milito? Everything cool?
Everything calm, my bro. Your end?
Oh, this out to our new man in town.
Mr. Yao Jeminta. Okay. Mr. Yao Jeminta.
Yeah, Sunny brother too.
Yeah, he take calm. He take calm.
This out to everyone. You guys, you are analysis. They take some point. But one thing you have talked with, like the boss Muhammad Bizi, it is original. Like it's not fault or it's not fault at what is going on here. How are they like? Regina no Wata, you shouldn't get a Chelsea job at the first stage. But you sack Maresca, the next person you are bringing is Coutinho. This guy, if you don't go to Chelsea again, you see that there is difference. Like he doesn't even know what he's doing on. Hello?
Yeah, Iman, I listen to you.
Yeah, I say Rosina is part of Chelsea problem.
So you want him sacked?
Because this guy.
You want me to sack him? What? You want me to sack him?
But this guy, I don't know why you sack Maresca. When you downgrade yourself, go take Reservoir. Then you can produce. He club at 30.
It name be Rosinia. It name be Rosinia. It not be Reservoir.
Reservoir.
I said it name be Rosinia, not Reservoir.
At Rosina.
You proceed. Proceed.
Okay, Charlie. You know something. You are you are losing a game by 3 goals. That is the people. You are writing note to go against your defender to do what? Hey, the guy is clueless. He doesn't even know what to see. This guy that is not mature to play in the beginning. You see Chelsea against playing the big games, and there's no question, like the players don't know what they are doing on the field. He doesn't know how to play big games. Hey, this guy shouldn't be coaching Chelsea at the first game. That's the point. So, about Chelsea, I don't know whether they will qualify for the Champions League. But I'm praying that I don't know why they are United games. This I'm putting all United games on Monday. I don't know why they like to put our games on Monday. This Monday thing is not good for us too. And still, they like to put our games on Monday. It's not like we are playing. Like I don't know why our game should not be we should not be able to play our game today or on Sunday. Monday that everybody has played. All the demos and people's eyes are on United. United. But everybody is on United. I don't know why. We keep playing our matches on Monday. And this Monday thing, Charlie, you know good give you. But still, we have to play matches on Monday. I don't know why they do that. Oh, Charlie. I'm praying that we win on Monday. We are still in the cup. We are going to Arsenal and Arteta. That man, I don't know what to do. Because today's game, look at the play difference between Arsenal and Dortmund. It's not about how they call it. You changing your squad. You changing your squad to how they call it. Even changing your squad, you had all these players. So I don't know why you were struggling today to win the game against Bournemouth. You are playing at the Emirates Stadium, and you are playing such a. Sorry, you watch us nowadays, like you don't know what they are playing. And after Arteta, if I go, if Arsenal want to win the trophy, it's not Arteta. Because this trend has been going on like for the past 6 years. When you get to April, the business time, then you see Arteta and fumbling and doesn't know what to do. Like it's correct on the top line. Like today's match, like you can't score one against me too. Sorry. Today I lose more than 200 Charlie. Oh, Arteta. Oh, Charlie.
You lose 200 cities.
What Arteta? What Arteta do today? I read that all my best because of Arteta. How would do that?
It is well.
Yes.
It is well.
Oh, it is not well.
Oh, you're going to be fine.
You can't beat Bournemouth. Then you have no chance winning the Premier League. You can't beat Bournemouth. I don't know. I have a good afternoon.
You too, you'll be fine. Don't worry. 0-5. I think we have to pick our final two callers of one. 0539996 0539986 Call us, let's get talking. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
My name is Richmond and I'm calling from Pillar 2.
Richmond, talk to me.
Good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon.
So I overheard one of the callers made mention of Arsenal focusing on the Champions League. If to win the Champions League, fine. It will be a history in the making for them. But their first bet is the Premier League. So what I will encourage them to do is that we the Blues will do our part for them to, win. But after doing our part, we expect them to also do the bigger chunk of the job. So they need to be consistent as well. And then win the league. So that's what I want to say.
All right, thank you so much. We'll take our final caller. 053996996 053996996. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from, please? Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, your name, where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm Darlington from Suhun.
Darlington, what team do you support?
I'm a Chelsea fan.
All right, talk to me.
The best club in the world, yeah.
All right, talk to me.
Yeah. Well, all I want to tell Arsenal fans that they should keep calm. They should keep calm and still steady the league. We know they can never take it, and we are in support of that. Tomorrow, we the Chelsea, we are opening our legs widely for City. So they should forget about we grab a point against City. It's never going to happen. We will definitely and intentionally lose to City for them to close the gap between them. So for them, the butler's job, we know they are good at it, and they'll definitely have it. Shout out to you all, the guys. We like the job you guys are doing. And my big shout out to my friend inside Michelle Camp. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Darlington. I think that's our final caller. And we appreciate all of you who called to share your thoughts. And again, between Chelsea and City is later tomorrow. Should be a good game. But at the Craven Cottage, it's still goalless. Liverpool 0, Fulham 0. Taking you to the Spotify Camp Nou. Barcelona 1 up against Espanol. Ferran Torres giving Barca the lead. And you see Barca playing with a high line. Espanol slightly wistful in the final third. But it's so far so good. End-to-end stuff. Yeah, just quick thoughts on the Barca game. I think they are more pumped up because of the Madrid draw. And they know that if they win today, takes them slightly far away from Madrid. Barca have even added a second goal, though. It's Barca 2, Barcelona, Espanol 0. Oh, final thoughts and then we wrap up.
I mean, for Barcelona, yes, the rotations have been affected. The squad has been freshened up a little bit, but they still have enough quality on the pitch, and yes, that quality is showing through as we speak. Yeah, they are leading by 2-0 against Espanol. I mean, Espanol, they are no match for Barcelona, especially at the Camp Nou, except those mistakes that sometimes Barca players tend to commit. Wow. I don't see Espanol beating Barcelona on any given day, or the football gods decide that, okay, today we don't see you winning, so you might end up striking the post, striking the crossbar about 4 or 5 times in a game. You'll be missing chances, goal bound shot somehow, end up striking an opposing player, those things. This is not one of those games or those days, and so pretty straightforward win is what I see for FC Barcelona. But Ferran Torres, he is taking advantage of the opportunity to start up front as the more or less a false 9 or a makeshift 9. And you look at the runs that he's made and the goals that he scored so far. Very, very good runs. And another beautiful assist from Lamine Yamal, a Trivela with the outside of his boots. Just setting it up. It looks like it's become parcel of his game, and the fact that he's able to pull it off from a dead standpoint, like as in even when he's running. Normally, a lot of players want to run before they can be able to do that. He just stands and effects that kind of pass. I think it's become part of his game, and it's looking like a trademark kind of move from FC Barcelona involving Lamine Yamal. But and so no surprises there. But for Liverpool and Fulham FC, the game is very interesting. Fulham have been impressed with the way they've gone about their business. I just wish they are a little bit more direct, because they've had some 2 very decent openings or opportunities to have a go at Liverpool, but they've settled in for trying to play the cute ball, try to pass it in a certain way, and more or less make it so beautiful that they walk the ball into the net. I think a direct shot or 2 would have been the better option, but so far it has been interesting, and the interest continues as they build out another attack. That's a very good save from Mamardashvili. But I do see Liverpool winning this one, despite the fact that they've made some rotations. I think this is one of the last few home games for guys who will be leaving, like Mo Salah and Andrew Robertson. I think they will have a little bit of a pep in their step to be able to will the team to get the win. So I expect Liverpool to win this, but it won't be easy. I expect quite a close margin win for Liverpool.
Okay. Kobe, you have the final say.
Another wonderful day of football. It's always good to be back with the Premier League, and for me, what I'll say is that now the title race is wide open. Already we're saying was wide open even with a 9-point gap, but I do expect City to do the business, to come up with the goods, get the 3 points and open things up. I think Arsenal, it's still in their hands, but that it's still in their hands on paper, but in their minds, they need to make sure that it's still with them. They need to make sure that they keep their heads, that they stay calm on the pitch and off the pitch, so that they can come away with the league title. But at the end of the day, I think City will win the league.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you for doing this with me today. And also, all of you texted into the show and called into the show. We appreciate you as well. People on YouTube, always sticking and staying with us. But we're back same time tomorrow, 2 to 5 p.m. Bernard Abekoche and the guys will be here to run you through all the updates. The big game tomorrow, Chelsea, Man City, should be a really good game. We'll be here. And then later at 9 p.m. on Channel 1 TV, the scorecard for you to enjoy. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of our programs. I'm Gabi Ofe. Technical support from Daniel Squashy. And also all the beautiful things you saw on YouTube. The brains behind that is Edwin Kwakofi. We're back same time tomorrow. In the meantime, do take care and bye-bye.